All right, guys, we are back. Hi.
I need to pick.
If you're getting us live on Facebook, just let me know. But I don't see us here. I don't see us going live. If you are getting us live on Facebook, let me know. But I'm not saying it live. Okay. It seems like we are on live now. It seems like everything seems to be working. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? No sound. What is going on? What is going on? We hold on. Let me see this. It's a lot of stuff. Yes. Let me see why. Studio. I don't know why there's no sound. Honestly, can you get me now? Or I will just go off and come back. Let me go back on. Can you hear me now, guys? If you can hear me, let me know. I'm good. Great, 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 guys. We are on. All right, guys. Welcome. Now we are on. Now we are ready to have a great show. We are on it. Good job. We are on, guys. Welcome again. Welcome. The other panelists will be joining us shortly. Today, we are going to be having with us for the first 30 to 35 minutes the European Liberian Association. They're going to be joining us uh, uh, shortly in the next 2 or 3 minutes. I see them in the back. We're going to kick this show off and we're going to be talking to them briefly about some of the activities that's going on. So welcome, folks. As you join us, just share it, share the link. As you join us, share the link. We sorry we had some technical problem earlier, and that's why we are coming on a few minutes late. But we are glad that you can join us and make the day. Christian Roberts, Liu Critting is watching from Ghana. Uh, 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 yes, Thompson B. Boss, Aaron Zan, Cooper Williams, Ali Critton, Seattle Chelsea Norris. Uh, uh, all you guys are welcome. As you make your way, share. We'll be bringing our guests in shortly. So just keep sharing it. Keep sharing. Uh, we'll be bringing our guests in shortly. Shortly, they will be coming in, and then from there we get into what's happening in Liberia after we talk to the folks. There's a lot going on. St. Timberland George, others will be joining us after we talk to the folks, and talk about what is going to be happening, like what's happening in Liberia right now. It's a lot. There's reports of one of the senior government officials that is doing millions of dollars due with B Mountain and other group that's been paid millions of dollars. And then the finance minister, we just read that he resigned, said that he's had problem with mental health. He disclosed that he has had problem with mental health. The show is live on Truth FM and Hot FM as well. They're live, so pretty soon we'll get into it. But while the guys are here, let me just continue to recognize, and then I'm going to bring them on. Harris Talker, welcome. Velmon McIntosh Clark, watching from Norway. Good evening to all. Harris Talker is watching from Detroit. UJ Oneway is watching. Say I'm following. Guys, welcome. Welcome to the one of the nation premium platform, the Closing Acumen. Thank you, O'Neill Roberts. He's telling us we are on Hot FM, Truth FM, Real TV. We are all there. So, guys, in the next 3 minutes, we'll be bringing the guys on to talk about this all important what's happening in Liberia. So we ask you to be with us, hang tight. We'll be bringing you the show. So just welcome, folks. Welcome. We are here. So welcome. Christian Roberts. Yep. A lot happening, man. A lot happening in Liberia. A lot. James Coyote. Good to see you, James. Yamcho Kanga, watching from Minnesota. Otello Swa is watching from New Hope, PA. New Hope. All right, brother. Welcome, folks. Let's get this started. We are on, and this is going to start. So, welcome, guys. Keep sharing. I know we kind of late, but we are here. So at this time, I want to bring them on. I want to bring the group. They're going to introduce themselves. They're going to talk to you while they are on the Closing Acumen here today, and then we're going to get into discussion. So welcome. Let's welcome firstly Agnes Doe, and also let's welcome Stephen Collins Jr. Honorable Stephen Collins Jr. So, guys, we would like to welcome you to the Closing Acumen. Joining us today, and it is a pleasure to have you guys. I know I've been to Europe a couple of times and I've celebrated with you guys. So we are glad to have you on. Welcome. Firstly, want to introduce yourself and tell us about what AFLA is. So welcome. We'll begin with Agnes and then we go to Stephen Collins Jr. Sorry, buddy.
Okay. Good evening, Mr. Everybody. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
My name is Agnes Doe, and I reside in Germany, Wolfsburg to be precise. And I am a co-chair on the planning committee for the program that we are about to host in Germany, the AFLA. And AFLA, I mean, it's the European Federation of Liberian Association.
Awesome. I always get a little hiccup when I'm trying to pronounce it. I always something and then I stop. But you said it right. The European what?
European Federation of Liberian Associations.
Okay. All right. I gotta learn that. But Mr. Conley, welcome, and we're glad to have you tonight on the Closing Acumen.
Thank you very much, Dr. Henry Peabody. Can you hear me loud and clear?
Yes, we can hear you.
Wonderful. So again, my name is Stephen Collins Jr., a former youth and student leader of Liberia. I reside in Europe. and I have the privilege to serve as PRO, as we usually term it, Public Relations Officer, or Chairperson on the Present Public Relations Committee of the European Federation of Liberian Associations. So, taking cue from my colleague, the co-chair of the organizing committee for the pending event, EFLA is the umbrella, or in other words, the mother association of all Liberian associations in Europe. There is a proliferation of significant number of Liberian associations in all parts or regions of Europe. And that includes Germany, Norway, Sweden, Netherlands, and you can go about naming all of the countries. France, Belgium, there are a lot of Liberians splintered around the place. So there are several Liberian organizations around the place. And IFLA is that umbrella organization that brings together all Liberian organizations. So IFLA, in simple terms, is the home of all Liberians living in Europe.
Wow, interesting. Talk about the home of all Liberian living in Europe. Let me ask you, what's the population of all Liberians living in Europe?
So approximately, I wouldn't want to give you figures now because I wouldn't be very, very exact. I want to consult the secretary and try to get my data before I give you a specific figure. But it is important to note that there are good number of Liberians living in Europe. And Germany hosts, one of the, huge groups of Liberians living in Europe. And that does not also exclude other neighboring countries like Netherlands, Sweden, and so forth. So without giving you numbers specifically, I can say there's good, number of Liberians living in Europe. The place is populated with Liberians.
Okay, so where are you based, Mr. Conley?
So I officially live in Germany.
Oh, you live in Germany, and Agnes, where are you?
I live in Germany as well.
Okay, you guys are in Germany. Awesome, awesome. So you guys are the organizing committee for the program that will be taking place in on July 20. Is it July 26th to the 29th or July 26th to the 28th?
26 to the 28th.
The 26th to the 28th. That will be
Yep.
taking place in Germany. Okay, let's get this rolling. You guys are here. You are representing EFLA, and you guys have a major program that will be coming up. Talk to us about what are some of the activities you have planned, and who are some of the dignitaries that you have invited. But let's start with the activities that you have planned.
So I will just comment a little bit about the activity.
Okay.
Then my colleague who is more like hands on the details, for the fact that she is the co-chair of the organizing committee, can touch on the details. So
Okay.
again, the activities are appropriated for 3 days. So on day one, there is a meet and greet event. It is a rare carpet event that will be climaxed by an all white and green party. And
Okay.
so that's for day number one. On day number two, of course, with our class, I mean, you're gonna have sports event. There is a sports tournament happening among all Liberian soccer teams and kickball teams around, Europe. They are converging in Germany, and there's going to be this tournament. There's also going to be an all Liberian children intercultural exchange in the park, and that event is also going to be climaxed by a traditional food fair. And this event provides an opportunity for Liberian children to have some of them to have their first introduction to Liberian culture. A lot of them who were born here in Europe do not know what it means when we say Liberia. So, we are hoping that particular activity is going to be very educative, informative, and full of fun as well. Okay, and we have this indoor program. So, along the lines of this indoor program, we're going to have one of Liberia's social media trending senator, Senator Amara Kone, who's going to be the keynote speaker. And then, of course, we have, you know, uh, artists, and musicians who's going to be making performances, heartfelt performances. So I'm just going to hang out there, and then my colleague, Agnes,
Well,
is going to go into the details of the activity.
let me push you back
Yeah.
a little bit. Let's start on day one. Day one is what, the 26th? Is that day one?
Yes, it's the meet and greet
The
day.
Okay,
26th
let's talk
Friday.
about that. Let's talk about day one. Let's talk about day one.
Okay.
So, talk about day one, Agnes.
Okay. So day one is the meet and greet, as he said earlier. It's where we welcome our guests that are coming from outside of Germany, coming to Germany to have this 3 days event. So on Friday, we're gonna gather from 8 p.m. to 2 a.m. in the morning, and have, yeah, little chat, eat, and it's just gonna be a short night to welcome our guests, and that is all white that night to show a sign of unity and purity, like we together, something like that.
So you say on Friday it's gonna be day one, meet and greet. But you know what? Where in Germany is the program taking place?
So the program is taking place in the richest city in Germany, and that's the city of Wolfsburg. That is
Oh,
the
wow.
city that hosts Europe biggest car production plant,
Wow.
Volkswagen. So there are residents in the city from all parts of the world only because of Volkswagen. Okay, it is a residential city, not very populated, but very rich indeed. And as it is blessed to be hosting a very good number of Liberians. And so the meet and greet event and all of the other events, I guess, is going to be happening there, including the meet and greet. And I guess, Doug, you are interested in this so much because you are going to be coming, we are told, that you are going to be gracing our event. And we are happy to have you.
Absolutely. I will be there, God's willing, on the 26th. I leave here on the 25th, God's willing, and be there. But you were talking about day one, you're going to have an all white party. So thank you. So now I got to bring a white suit to wear that night and stuff like that. But you talk about you're going to be an all white party. Agnes went up. I hope she comes so we can bring her back on. You talk about an all white party. You talk about okay, Agnes is coming back, and you said the sign, the all white represent the sign of unity. I think it's very interesting. We need that unity. You know, Liberians all over the world, Liberian organization, all over, they need that unity. And I'm glad that you guys are showcasing something like that to talk about unity because I know different Liberian groups around in the U.S. There's a lot of uh, uh, stuff going on, and they need that unity. So I mean, it's great that you're talking about unity on Friday night. But let's talk about Friday, and then we'll get into Saturday and other activities planned as well. That continue with Friday, and then we'll go into Saturday, and
Okay.
then yeah.
Yeah, so Friday basically, as I was saying, is a short night. I mean, where we're gonna be welcoming our guests from outside of Germany and have a little chit chat with them, listen to some music, eat some good food, and go home that night. Get prepared for a full, huge Saturday full of activities and fun.
And it is important to additionally note that the planning committee is putting together mechanisms, a transportation architecture that will help our guests from their points of arrival to their hotel points and from the hotel points to the destination. So those mechanisms are being put into place in terms of logistics.
So, folks traveling from, let me say, around the world that are coming to Wolf, it's called Wolfsburg, right? I kept saying Wolfsburg, but it's Wolfsburg, right?
Yeah,
Uh,
in English, you're right.
Wolfsburg,
English is
Wolfsburg.
Wolfsburg.
English is correct, as you
That's
say,
correct. Yeah.
but
But
in
in
Dutch,
German, Debbie is pronounced as V. So
Oh,
yeah,
okay. Okay,
yeah.
now I'm learning some German here. I'm learning some German here. So
yeah.
okay. So you said that what you guys have done, uh, 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 you guys are planning transportation as well. So folks that are coming from different part of Europe and other parts like America or other places, you guys are putting in place transportation to take them to the lodging to different places that they will be lodging as well.
Definitely so. We put that into place. We have give the names of three major airports that you can come through if you are flying, and then we will pick you up from there.
Well, I'm
Everything is
happy because
planned.
I'm flying to Berlin Airport. So,
Okay.
then I'll take the train from Berlin to Wolfsburg, and then
So
somebody will be.
the train that people from Berlin to Wolfsburg is a 1 hour train, is direct flight.
Yeah,
Like you have absolutely no worries. And we'll be
so
I,
right at the corner to pick you up.
I
that'll
think
be
he
awesome.
already checked it out. It's like he's know his way around already. Get down to the belly, take train and come.
There's some other colleague. I know some of my a friend will be coming. Some colleague will come from Minnesota. A friend of mine and his family will be coming from Minnesota as well. And then some other colleague will be coming along with me. So, we're
Oh,
looking forward. But yeah. So Friday night there's an event. There's an all white unity event. But let's talk about what it requires. It's not free now, right? It's not nobody coming. Oh, they're free. You guys are spending a lot of money, I know, and you guys will be trying to raise funds as well. So let's talk about what is associated with Friday night and what kind of meal you guys are going to be having Friday
okay. Friday. Since it is actually a short night, it's just gonna be good soup and drinks.
night.
So the good soup and the rice is gonna be on sale.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, €10. The business committee have priced that. So €10 for the goat soup and the rice, and then you can order any drinks and pay for it. Everything is gonna be on sale there, and we're gonna have a little fee for entering, like €5.
Okay, I mean just €5. So
Just
that's
€5.
that's literally
Yeah, for Friday we decided to be nice, so just €5.
that's very nice. $5, literally nothing. Stuff like that.
Right.
I mean, €5. So that'll be good. So Friday night, the all white unity meet and greet, rice and soup, and just €5, and then the drinks will be sold at different prices. Okay,
Yeah.
let's talk about a Saturday. What do you guys have plans for Saturday?
Okay. So Saturday morning hours to the afternoon hours, we have a sport tournament. We have various teams who have registered already with the sport department of the planning committee. So we have a tournament beginning 9 in the morning. Maximum we should be finishing at 4. And as Mr. Carly said, also we have the kids' activities. I mean, there are people already gearing up to show our children or to explain to them a bit of our culture. So yeah, that is what's going to happen from morning hours to afternoon hours. And then from we have the red carpet event as well,
Okay.
followed by the ceremony. So the red carpet is going to begin. Looking at the program, just a moment. 8:30 red carpet to 9:30, 1 hour. We should be finished with that, and then by 9:45 the event is going to commence, and 11:45 we should be done with the entire ceremony, and from 11:50 going upwards to the next morning, that is going to be the ball.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, just in quick addendum to my colleague
Mm-hmm.
on here. The soccer match. This is the picture I want people to have about Germany. 99.9% of Liberians living in Germany are young people. I mean, with enough exuberance and energy. So in Germany alone, we've got several Liberian soccer teams. Like every city has a very strong team. The competition
Wow.
is very strong. Yeah. So besides every city having their own Liberian team, there is a justification that goes on every year for an all-star national team. A team that have an opportunity to play for two. So what am I saying? This tournament is going to be led by the all-star team, the Liberian national team in Germany, and it's
Germany.
going to be seriously competitive because other African countries are going to be involved with it. And it is important to note that all our Liberian women will be there in display. They're going to be competing in kickball.
Oh, to be playing
So
kick.
that's going to be super excited. And it is important to have just added to my colleague. Talking about the red carpet event, we're going to have interviews. And this is the most entertaining part of it. You know, as people walk in, there's going to be interviewers there. You will have some of the best MCs Liberia can boast of, okay? And IFLA is privileged to have, Madam Grace Weir, who is commonly known as Master Queen, one of our celebrities, as IFLA's representative to Liberia. And she's going to be gracing this event as well. Okay, so we're going to have her in the Master of Ceremony space. So this event is going to be mastered by a Liberian, or Master Queen. Now, having said that, it's also important to note that we're going to have other guests of honor. And the guest of honor for the event is Senator Sir Joseph of Monserrado County.
Right.
We feel Senator Sir Joseph is a distinguished man, and we are going to honor him. And that's why, in fact, he's coming as the guest of honor at this event. Most so, there's going to be more other, very reputable people coming from Liberia, from the USA, from Asia, from other parts of Africa, from, different parts of the world. I just wanted to.
And then I understand that the former Minister of Finance, the Senator of Babulu County, Senator Amara Conan, will be the guest speaker for the night. Am I right about that?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
He will become the speaker on that night. And I'm
going to be the guest speaker.
And I'm also aware that the Liberian permanent representative to the IMO, Robert Pade, has assured me that he will be coming there too. He's from London. He's based in London. So you
Most
guys
definitely. Robert Pade is going to be there. The ambassador, the ambassador for Liberia, accredited to Germany, is going to be there. She's a lady.
Yeah,
she's going to be there as well. And there's a whole list. There's a whole
list. Yeah, we have the Union of Liberian Association in America. Their president, Mr. Kamara, is going to be here as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
We have Honorable Karishma.
Okay.
Perham, she's going to be here, the Assistant Minister of Foreign Affairs for European Affairs.
Okay.
And we have a delegate from the Ministry of State representing the President's office also will be here.
Awesome. It seems like you guys, there's going to be a fun festivity going that Saturday. So Saturday you have the games. You have various soccer team. In fact, there's a team from New Jersey that should have been coming, but I think they had some glitch, so we're gonna make it. I mean, the guy that just came on. Could you just mute? I don't know. We're getting feedback from you, so could you just set up? Okay, I think we find that. We find that. But he just came on. But Saturday, the program, you're gonna have activities in the morning, soccer game, and then the program starts. What time on the red carpet starts? What time? In the 8:30?
8:30.
So what is associated with the red carpet? What do I need to put in my pocket when I'm coming? Because I know it's not free. You guys got some of the best DJ, the best MCs. You guys got all of that going on. What do I need to put in my pocket when I'm coming?
You're just gonna get. You should just probably get prepared financially that night.
Okay.
This event is a fundraising event also. Okay. So we are doing all that we can to make sure that we raise a little amount of funds for our organization, knowing that it is a non-profit organization and we have a lot of projects to take on. So yeah, on the red carpet issue, the committee, maybe if you're hosting on the next time, we will. I will give you a definite answer on that, but definitely there will be something. As much as we want to collect funds, we want to make sure that our people have fun that night because the event is already exciting. There are a lot of reservations that are going on, and it's scary already, but we can do it.
That's awesome. Because
and
Yes, go ahead.
I just wanted my colleague to maybe do a quick run over the prices for the tables,
Sure.
the tickets, and all of that, if that's fine.
Yeah,
Yes,
sure.
sure. Just a moment.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
so on the ticketing we have, okay, you can come in. You can
yeah, no,
come in.
please,
Okay.
please go ahead. Please go ahead. Please go ahead.
All right. So we have different packages. We have the VVIP, which is two persons for 300. Uh, that comes with a, I don't know. I should list everything that comes on it. And we have the VIP also. That is four persons. It comes with drinks as well and unlimited food. We are doing different African dishes that day and some European or American food as well. So food will be unlimited, but we have drinks that comes on the table on this ticket. So when finished, then you will just purchase, later. And then we have the ordinary ticket, which is 50 euros. That comes with food and a bottle of soft drink or beer or juice, whatever you would like to take. So basically, these are the three categories of tickets that we have, and we have the link. Maybe we can share a little with you that we created our website. The committee created our website, and you can just go on the website and reserve your ticket, reserve your hotel, whatever you want to reserve. The informations are on the website.
I think you are muted, other people.
You
I
are
think you're
muted,
muted.
sir.
We're gonna
We are
have you
not
guys
hearing.
come. We're gonna have you guys come back before the show and all of that. But
Okay.
you said a very interesting thing earlier. That guys, if you are joining us, we have here the how you call it again as European.
It is
Uh,
the European Federation of Librarian Associations,
okay,
EFLA,
European Federation of Liberian
Librarian
Association.
Association.
Again,
Yes.
European Federation of Liberian Association. These guys are based in Europe. They are from Germany, and they are going to be the host this year of the Liberian Independence in Wolfsburg, Germany. And they are here to talk about what could be happening on that day. You guys talk about fundraiser. Okay, you. I think Agnew was coming. Agnew was coming on
I
too.
need to come in from my laptop.
Oh, you're okay. Yeah, but no problem. I mean, if you want to like go out and come back from your laptop, that'll be fine. I mean,
I just did. It
oh, you're
is.
good now. Okay, you're good. You guys are talking about fundraiser and project. What else on the project you guys hope to undertake this year?
So it is important to note that IFLA, as the mother organization for all librarian associations, has two focus. The first focus is to seek the welfare and well-being of Liberians living in Europe, and to ensure that all other issues, happening, all the different Liberian communities, have the required leadership, and that embrother, that guidance is provided. So IFLA is focused on ensuring that Liberians are together and united and always strong in good spirits in Europe. While IFLA is also ensuring that she can make an impact back home. Back home. Now, IFLA has, like I indicated previously, a representative to Liberia, an ambassador to Liberia, and then IFLA also has a committee that focuses on working between Liberia and IFLA to identify projects in identifying ways and means in which IFLA can make an effective impact. So as we speak, there are several committees working right now, and there's an ongoing, architecture to ensure that IFLA can make an impact. So in terms of empowering Liberian entrepreneurs here in Europe to have them have an easy entry into the Liberian economy, Liberian market is one of IFLA's focuses. And to that effect, recently a conference, an all entrepreneurs, diaspora entrepreneurs and professional conference was conducted recently, hosted by IFLA in Belgium. So yes, some of the projects are directed towards making an impact back home in Liberia, while empowering Liberians here to put them on their feet and give them the capacity required to make an entry back home, an easy entry back home. Just to say the least, Dr. Peabody.
Awesome. Awesome. So then Saturday, you have the game, you have the red carpet, and different speeches and stuff like that. What's going to happen on Sunday?
So on Sunday we're going to climax the event with a barbecue session. So yeah, there'll be a barbecue which will begins at 12 o'clock, and by 8 we should be done and be saying goodbye to our guests. And so there is a barbecue on Sunday.
Yeah, that's departure day.
You guys going to have a barbecue, and then folks going to leave. Let me ask you guys, what special message you want to send to people in Europe regarding these activities? People coming that are still, not sure of what they need to do in terms of lodging, hotels, and all of that. What plan have you got put in place regarding the lodging and all of that?
As I said earlier, we have a website, and this committee have put into place, all of the mechanism that our guests will need. All of the information are on that website. So, what we like to say to our people out there, if you are still finding difficulties or not really understanding how everything is going, maybe you could just get in contact. I mean, all Liberians within Europe, I think the information is already out there, and we as a committee, we are here and doing, much publicity as we can, making sure that the information is out there. So in terms of lodging, I mean, if you cannot access the website or for some reason, you can still contact the person. They can contact us. Our numbers are on the flyers. We are taking calls days and nights, helping our people, making sure that they have an accommodation, or making explaining to them or showing them ways in which they can get here and make sure they come here and celebrate with their Liberian family.
Interesting. Stephen, what else you want the people to know? In fact,
So, so
before you come on, Stephen,
yeah.
tell me exactly. We're talking about Europe. What are some of the countries that Liberians will be coming from for this occasion?
Countries in Europe or out of Europe?
Europe specifically.
Oh, so there is a mass of Liberians, influx of Liberians from the Netherlands, from Belgium, from France, from Sweden, from Norway, and these major EU countries host good number of Liberians, and there are influx of them coming for this event. Matter of fact, a lot of these countries are coming with their soccer teams or kickball teams
Right,
to
that is what I wanted
participate
to
in it.
add. Yeah,
Yeah, to participate in the tournament.
in the
And one
event.
assurance if this is an assurance, I want to give to guests coming in and everyone out there is that IFLA is in good hands. I want to say thumbs up to the chairman and the secretary general of the board of IFLA, and not excluding the ever potent president. We are blessed to have Mr. Francis Mesa as president of this institution. What he has done is that he has opened up the institution to every Liberian who wants to contribute. And so this is why you're having this momentum. And moving forward in the future, this president is committed to, further rebranding this institution and specifically rebranding the culture of July 26 celebrations around Europe. To be very specific, we want to make it more purposeful. It's not just going to be a party in most cases. So you can be assured IFLA is in good hands. And so if you are coming to Europe on IFLA's invitation, you can be assured you are safe and you are in good hands. That much I can say. Yeah.
Right, right. Let me just add
Alice,
to.
yeah, go ahead, go
Hello,
ahead.
guys.
Go ahead, introduce Alice.
I like to add to my colleague, like he just said, my people, your camp. Yeah, very safe. Germany is so excited. I mean, this is our first time hosting the Euro Federation of Liberians Association, and this event means a lot to us. We are putting our all into it because it's our first time. We are excited about it, and as my colleague said in the earlier, there are very good numbers of Liberians residing in Germany, and everybody is excited to host our people from out there. If you think hotel issue is a problem to you, but you want to come, you are still welcome. We are here. Don't worry. I mean, just come and let us unite in love and yeah, remember our country and yeah, meet your families, your friends. It is a privilege or it's an opportunity for you to see your people again in one place, one mind, one body, one soul, jubilating and yeah, creating memories.
Interesting. Alex is
So
here. Alex, one of the panelists here on the closing argument. So maybe he want to dive in. Alex, we have here the European Liberian Association, right? European Liberian as
European
yeah,
Federation.
European
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 Federation.
Federation
Federation. Yeah,
of
you
like
are there. You are getting there. Dad. You are getting there.
so Alex,
Okay.
they are here and they are going to be hosting the July 26th celebration in Wolfsburg, Germany, on the beginning of 26th to the 29th. And they tell the wives to come and just share about what's going to be happening in Europe. I will be going there as well with some other folks. I go there every year to hang with them in Europe. So if you have anything to share, you can go ahead and do it.
Okay. Yeah, guys. Again, thank you very much. Can you see me or hear me? Because it looks like I'm
We
frozen.
can hear you, even though
Yeah.
the video is speaking, but we can hear you.
Okay. Yeah. Again, that's a very good initiative. Uh, so this federation covers the whole of Europe, including the UK, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Wonderful. And everybody's going to Germany to celebrate this year.
But
Everybody
definitely,
to
certainly.
Germany.
Okay.
The heat is
Wonderful.
not easy.
Okay, wonderful. I've never been to Germany, but I've heard lots of good things about it. The fastest growing largest European economy, uh, a beautiful country, industrious,
Right.
good manufacturing, beautiful cars, Porsches,
Definitely. And they are coming in one of
Mercedes.
the cities where we manufacture cars, the Volkswagen.
Yeah,
Yes.
I
Yes.
heard that the taxi, the cabs, they are Mercedes,
Yeah.
most of the
Yeah, yeah,
cabs.
yeah. Sure, sure.
So,
Obvious.
so, so it would be a good
Even the
place to
bosses,
uh,
the bosses are Mercedes Benz.
yeah, it's true. So
Wow.
yeah, so those like yeah, their regular cars are. I mean, they manufacture it there, um, but I heard it's a very beautiful country, um,
It is.
very progressive. So good luck with it. Fortunately, I can't come this year. I've never been to Germany. I've been to France. I've been to UK, but I've never been to Germany, Italy. So I have that on my list of places to visit. Uh, and who knows? I'll be seeing you maybe in the years to come. Thank you for joining the show.
Yeah,
Well,
so
so
we I specifically want to say thanks for coming on to go Alex Jones.
Yeah.
Uh I'm not sure, but I've been following you, and I just wanted to say former presidential candidate, but I'm not very sure. But I've been
Yes.
following you. Yeah, I've been following you. So we follow the closing argument very closely. The likes of Ben
Wow.
Sengi, Tamerlane, and all of the brothers, Robert Downwell, all the brothers, Lopa Jones. We follow the show very closely. We are addicted to the show. I think it's because we think, the show has an objective disposition, in addressing the issues happening in our country. During weird time and during waka time, the show has been very objective, and so we like it. We like it, and so we're happy to be here, and we're happy to have you on for this comment. Okay.
wonderful, wonderful, guys. So let's wrap this before we oh Alex in the bag. Let me get Alex back on. But
Okay.
let's wrap it up before we leave. What do you what message? Any final message for the people? Make sure you send me that a flyer, and then I'll put it up. I'll definitely try to put it up. But what special message you have for the people coming, and for those who still deciding whether they want to come or not? What special message you have for them? Any kind of closing message you have right now?
So my colleague from the committee will go first.
Okay. From our end as a committee, we want to assure the public that our Liberians coming from outside Germany that you are wholeheartedly welcome. You are in safe hands, and we are excited to welcome you all, and we are doing all that we can for you to have a beautiful stay. In Germany during these 3 days of of celebrating our country and meeting family and friends. You are all welcome.
And so in addendum,
One,
to the colleague.
one person
So
just Augusta Guy to me. Is
so
he
yes, Akoso Gatume is a member of our team. He's a member of the IFLA present public relations committee, and he should have been here, but he's been working today, and so that's why he's coming late. So Augustus, you're welcome, but we're leaving. So I mean,
let's give him
for the
chance
purpose,
to let's give him chance. If you want to say anything, I can still give you a few more minutes.
yes, most definitely.
And then we'd
Augustus,
like to welcome one of our panelists, Toga Alexander. He's visiting Accra right now. So Toga, if once we'll share, and then from there we'll end it. But definitely we'll love to give you guys. I'll give you guys some more time, maybe 1 or 2 days before the program, next week or week after next. We can still give you guys another 30 minutes to come on, and we appreciate you guys watching Close and Acumen in Europe. They're going to be represented there as well. I'm going to be there, God's willing, on the 26th. And so, Gusta Guy, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Peabody, and thanks to my team members who have done extremely well in informing the people of our program. I first want to say my sincere apology for coming late. Carly said it already, I'm just from work. And I think they've said a lot that concerns the program. So I may join in the next week when you have us on here again. But all I can say is to people in the diaspora and also back home, help us rebrand Liberia. We here in this part of the diaspora, we're trying to rebrand Liberia. We're trying to make Liberia look different. We're trying to change the narrative and create a new perception, a perception that will lead to lasting actions for development. And that's why we're calling other nations to join us here, celebrate the independence of Liberia. Liberia has been dependent on our colonial powers and then got independence, and yet and still we still look up to colonial powers for sustenance and survival. So at this time that we're celebrating Independence Day, we're giving a special message. That's why we call on the Honorable Senator Amara Corner to help us convey that message. So I will join in next week. I'm sure you have an itinerary that we will not want to pass off the time. But as what I can say for now, Germany is making things different here. We did it in the political atmosphere. Honorable Cummings was here. It was very unique. And this time around, AFLA is joining the Liberian Association in Germany to make things look different. So help us rebrand Liberia.
Thank you, Alex. Any word you want to share before Agnes share, and then we?
No. I'm so happy that you guys are doing very well. You guys are united. We haven't gotten bad news. I think also when there's an issue, I know there was an issue in Cyprus with Liberians. So I follow that very closely. But yeah, you keep being united, and because most of the Liberian organizations in the US, they have issues.
I just told them, yeah.
Legal issues, they're fighting, going to court, so you're just hold together, work together, disagree to agree, and and keep doing what you guys do. So thank you very much. Proud of you.
Toga, anything you gotta share? Yeah, I'll bring you back. Toga, go ahead.
Yes. So best of luck, to all of you. We look forward. I want you people also invited. Any of our team members will be there.
Yeah,
yes, that are Henry Peabody. It's not just a special invitee, but
Okay,
it's
good.
special to the heart of IFLA.
It's coming.
Okay, good. So
Yeah.
that the Peabody will be our representative there, which is very good for the closing
Yes.
argument. I hope he can get any way that we can also stream it live on our page
I
as
would
well. That would be
definitely.
nice.
Yes, that would be.
And
Good.
so
Right.
a lot of people, because mind you, what could come over there could have some political heat and political discussions. The fact that I inviting Senator Amara Conan. Senator Amara Conan is noted for making some very flaming speeches. Recently, I listened to him talk about the issue of sanction as it regards his entire yellow machine stuff and all of that. So who knows? He may use that platform to talk some very critical issues that will go down for a length of discussions, for some period of time. So we'll be watching out for it. What happens there? Probably, we will open it up for discussion on the closing argument. So we'll be following from afar. Thank you.
Absolutely. Agnes, you got final saying? Steven, anything you got to say before you leave?
So I would like to say there's a lot of moving parts to this thing. Amara, we are hoping that Senator Conan can have a town hall meeting, meet with Liberians, and subject himself to questioning. Okay, that's what we hope for. I mean, he controls his own, of course, his agenda, his itinerary. So I mean, we can impose that, but we hope for that. On the most part, I think everything has been said. Dr. Peabody, we're going to forward to you some of our PRO instruments
Okay.
so that you can keep, kind of playing it on the show for us, if you don't mind. Some of them are
Sure.
video with voiceover. Keep
Sure.
reminding the folks.
Sure.
It is important to also note that we're coming up with our first newsletter. AFLA is adopting a system of publishing a monthly newsletter. So our first newsletter will be published after this event. And the reason is because we want to capture this event in the newsletter. So from that newsletter, the public can be very hopeful that they can learn more about AFLA and the things that AFLA are doing within that newsletter. We're hoping to publish it in the print media in Liberia and as much as we can. So again, I'd like to say thumbs up to the president of this institution, Francis Mensah. I think he's significantly the reason why we are at this point today. He's not only trying to revamp the institution, but he's trying to also rebrand it. We appreciate the opportunity to be on his team and contribute to the Liberian community. We are hoping that this event is going to be successful. We are hoping that this event is going to pretty much remind us of the essence of independence. We're hoping that this event is going to rejuvenate our energies so that we reposition ourselves as Liberians in terms of how we view Liberia and how we view our contribution to Liberia as a community, as individuals, and all of that, in an effort to ensuring that Liberia become actually independent, like my brother initially hinted. So, I mean, not much I can say. I will hope that in the future, a panelist, one of the panelists from this show can be living in. I mean, what am I saying? In other words, I will hope that one of the Liberians living in Europe can become a panelist on this show.
That would be very good.
Thank you, Bob.
I think we'll love that. That would be great. I think it's something we can definitely. I talk with the guys about. We can definitely try to do that. Yes, that's very important.
Open application.
Yeah.
Okay, well, application let me start rolling.
Because you guys pick up your time in Europe. I know it's very late there, but you guys stay up late watching our show. So we also like to hear what's going on in Europe and your input and what's going on in Liberia as well. We definitely
Yes, that we got strong views too on the issues happening in Liberia.
Exactly. Yeah. So what we're going to do is probably going to talk when we're talking about ourselves. We'll ask the president of AFLA to send us a name that we can have coming on the show and stuff like that. I would love to do that, definitely.
Well, Dr. P, but just make sure whoever is coming from Europe, because we know you guys are very docile, you guys are very diplomatic. Make sure that person is a tough person to come on the closing argument because we don't play it.
We understand, man. We follow the show. We know Chico Ellis Jones is there and some top guys here. Yeah.
Well,
Dr. Peabody, let me just take a few minutes or seconds to reference something or buttress something earlier on that Alex said, right? He talks about how united we are here in Germany. And he hoped to also see that come the event. But let me just say something, right? Our own domestic politics here, I mean, community politics, we have our own differences. But when it comes to Liberia,
Right.
That is the only place we call our home.
Yeah.
So whether you are a state representative like Madam Agnes Doe here, or you are a city, a chapter representative, or a chapter president like I am, like Stephen also served the state, we all look forward to making Liberia our common denominator.
Right.
Whatever come what may, you may argue with the opponent on the next day, but if tomorrow is an event that Liberia should be represented, we all bring our smile, we all bring our jollof rice, our cassava leaf, our potato grain, our basajama, and we put it together and we eat in one bowl. When we come back in our domestic corner, then we pinpoint what we want to do for progress. That is the different kind of unity we have. And I can tell you for a fact, I just want to reference the tireless effort of President Francis Mensah. I mean, the young guy is, Francis, think about something different and bigger for Liberia. Francis is giving his all into making AFLA a different kind of institution. I remember we're in Belgium quite recently. Francis would not sleep. All hands were on deck and making sure that things become fruitful. That's the kind of energy Francis is giving into it. And coming to collaborate with Germany, I can tell you this is a different kind of event. And that's why when Alex talked about it, I said, oh, maybe somebody not call Ellie and tell him how the Germanic people and their United Benin looking. Yeah.
But no, Alex said, look, let me tell you, right here, okay? I live 30 minutes from New Jersey. And the association that got more than 3 lawsuits right now. They got 3 lawsuits. One of them they are waiting for the judge to decide on an election. I'm serious. I'm dead serious. Let's tell them way. They got 3 lawsuits right now in court, waiting for the judge to decide on whether they will have election. And there are other ones, the ULA. You not one.
There was one in Atlanta that lasted, I think, for over 2 years or so. Yeah. They just finally resolved that one. So
but guys, it's great having you. If y'all want to talk politics, stay on. Let's talk politics here tonight. If y'all want to stay on, but if y'all say something that so other people get mad and say they're not coming to
exactly.
All right. So we want to keep it, just want to keep it that way.
After the event will come on. After the event will come up.
After the event will come up, because Germany, the European diaspora is gearing up for your 2020. I will not talk plenty.
Maybe Senator Kone will not come. So
let me not let us not talk plenty. We just want to keep our cool, focus on our program planning, and have all the fun that we can in these 3 days.
Wonderful.
So I don't know if I can say my parting comments and then leave
you can do that. Definitely do that.
Okay.
Well, the lovely Grace, other panelists just joined us, so perhaps she wants to put your exit.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Grace, these guys are from Europe. The European Federation of Liberia Association. I got it right this time. Yeah. They are all from Germany and other parts of Europe. They have come to just talk about their wonderful independence. I've been there like 3 times and it's off the hook. I'm telling you, I love it. I love it. I love going there. Then for the other one, then they'll be fighting about who hosting IEGIN or who hosting Barragin. And then they take it. I and Barragin Union here in New Jersey, they got a whole union. The union not approved. I'm telling you, but that's why I like to go to Europe. You go there, you celebrate, and no problem actually. But Chris, and then
I mean, it's nice seeing you guys. I really welcome you to the closing argument. I wish you success in your.
Thank you.
I ain't like bro, so my internet is fluctuating. You're saying
no problem.
Thank you, man.
Thank you. Day, but I wish you success in everything you do. Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
All right,
thank you, Dr. Peabody, for having us. Thank you, Chukwu Ellis Jones, and to the tough talking brother Toga for gracing our appearance here tonight. We really do appreciate, including our sister Grace. We really do appreciate the opportunity. So again, after the program will be on. God bless you, man.
Definitely, thank you. And then, as I said, we'll bring you guys back one day again next week before the program, and just give about the program. God willing, I will be there as well to share in that celebration. So Closing Acumen be represented there. So good to see you guys, man. Thank you so much.
Biara, I want to.
About good so. All right, guys.
Okay, Dan.
All right.
Thanks you guys for hosting us and having us here, and we hope for the next invitation.
All right.
Yes, like my colleague said, thank you all as well. Thank you, Dr. Peabody, and the rest of the team on the closing argument. Thanks to my flight president and my very own president in Germany, Mr. Khalifa Sano, and the powerful committee chairperson of this committee, Mr. Francis Alex Bellet, who is putting all of his effort, making sure that we have a successful event. He and his team, we want to say thank you, and we'll be hoping to come back.
Like you're the only strong woman because all the guys and you're the only female, you know.
No, I'm not the only president. Just that some people are working, and yeah, as a co-chair, I say okay, I will come on today. Even me, I have something to do, but after now, I'll go and study. Yeah.
Wonderful, man. But it was great having you, though. Great having you.
Same here. I was glad as well, and looking forward to the second invitation. Thank you.
Sure. Definitely.
Okay.
All right. Bye-bye. Guys, there you have it. We are coming to the politics now. I understand that the richest African today visited President Joe Biden at the executive mansion. Alex, you should know more about that. Grace, you know more about that. So let's get it going. Nigeria billionaire was in Liberia visiting President Biden. What would that mean for? What would that mean for the country? Alex, take over. You are the first.
Well, I'm just hearing that news. Who's that?
Yes. In fact, I just got a breaking news.
The only thing I'm not sure of is whether that meeting was held in Liberia or was it in Abuja.
Well, let me read the
please read it from the executive mansion, because I know a lot of people met the president in Abuja, including Olusegun Obasanjo.
Yeah, but I understand. Wait, I may be quoting it wrong, but there was a breaking news that was just.
Of course, yes. Dangote met with him, along with the former president of Nigeria, but I'm not too sure that meeting was held in Liberia.
It was held. It was held in. Okay. It was held in yes.
Abuja, right?
But it says Nigeria businessman Alhaji Aliko Dangote paid a courtesy visit on President Bakar, rekindles hope for strengthening economic diplomacy for Liberia. Okay. I think it was during President Bakar's visit to Nigeria. So I'm not going to read farther. They say it was in Nigeria.
You know, you people read it one way that other little breaking news as if Dangote got on a $35 million jet and flew to Liberia to meet with, come on.
But he said he was there before, though. He was there before. Dangote was there.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, he's not there because these are business people, okay? You have a, ECOWAS meeting. They are invited. When you are invited to these kinds of meetings, you meet everybody. It's like the UN. How many billionaires and the Ellen Johnson Selena meet around the world? George Soros, the who's are the who's. You meet presidents of banks, hedge funds. So it's not a big deal. When I hear that Dangote or another business person of his caliber is making a major investment in Liberia, then I would rejoice. Then that would be something that I would give this government credit for. Well, that's just a photo up, nothing to make of it. It shouldn't even be making the news because it's just not newsworthy. It's nothing, from my opinion.
Alex, what's the latest news in Liberia?
Toga, I wanted to ask you.
Toga.
Thing. Toga, I want to attack you right off the bat because I know you get all the latest information. The government published today the agriculture plan. I want to know if you've seen that plan and read that plan, because I think it was they had a committee for or why? And please give us your, input on it. Yeah, please.
Yes. So I know that they launched that a few days ago, the agriculture plan to help us to feed ourselves. I haven't seen the plan myself. I know there are still some challenges surrounding that. It takes time. The Minister of Commerce said, and I think all these things are popping out of the recent rice crisis that we had. I think, we have a whole situation in the country where it's hush hush kind of situation. Everybody seems to be, more reactive than proactive. The fact that there was an issue concerning rice the other day and all that kind of stuff, so the government seemed to be running to make sure that we can solve the problem faster and these things take time. So the whole agricultural plan, I think that what it's intended for, to make sure we start growing our own food and all that kind of thing is good, but that is a heckling tax and the path is long. With the issue of Dangote, I think they cherry pick a lot of stuff. Because it's really my understanding that the president met a lot of other people, including I think the owner of the major shareholder also of Shintao Beer. So there were a lot of people that were flying to Nigeria to meet the president. Now they picked Dangote and ran with Dangote to the public for a reason. I think it's just for branding purpose. Under the Ellen Johnson's administration, Dangote wanted to start a refinery process in Liberia. I think somewhere along the Somalia Drive, there was a huge acre that should have been given in. They started that process. I don't know how far it went, but Dangote could probably invest in Liberia if the business climate there is also very good. If you can also make profit, if the government is also ready to listen. All right, they may have started a refinery process now in Nigeria, and it's going pretty well. So something like that we have to be thinking about. We get LPRC, for example. We're not doing any refinery, but refinery is in our LPRC. It's there. We have to start thinking differently how we can talk to these people, because one of the problems of Liberia is solving the bread and butter issue, and that is the real issue. You can build all the roads. I told people you can build all the roads in Liberia. Like we're talking about what 285 yellow machines to come to the country. You can bring all those things. You can create all those investments. If you don't solve the bread and butter issue, every election year they will change you. Every election they will change. We keep changing government because the one of the basic issues in our country that are not being solved are the issue of job creation. If you don't work on job creation for people to basically be able to go to work, to put food on the table, you can build all the skyscrapers. It will be useless. You just won't get a country farm, but you don't care whether the people get money in their pockets. The people live in the slums. The people are poor. The people cannot get jobs. You get companies that come over there. There's been a debate in Ghana recently about this whole issue of, I think the running mate to the sitting vice president, he made a statement and he was saying, since the country was established, no president has done any development in the country equal to that of Nana Akufo-Addo. And it's a debatable issue. And people have started today putting on social media, putting on TikTok and other places, because he even mentioned Kwame Nkrumah. He said not even Kwame Nkrumah can match Nana's development. But can you imagine? People have started posting some of Kwame Nkrumah's work and the progress he made. In the 60s, tires were being manufactured by the same Firestone Ghana. Today, right in Liberia, if Kwame Nkrumah was thinking about making tire in Ghana since the 60s, up to today, Liberia can still produce one. It's terrible. All the raw materials are taken out of the country every day. Everybody comes as president. When President Bouaga King had a fight meeting with Firestone, everybody was posting it good. It would not be easy. Firestone will soon get in trouble. The thing is over. You see Metal Steel, the Wologisi, I'm hearing that they want to give up for the 285 machine. Putu Iron Ore now is being discussed so it can move from the hands of the Russians, so it can be given to some American partner, because most of the Russians were sanctioned. All these discussions are ongoing, but all these raw materials will be taken out of the country. Up to today, Metal Steel cannot boast of more than 3,000 people that they employ in a country of 5.5 million people.
The biggest company that is taking iron ore from the country cannot fix one steel material in the country. It can employ more than 3,000 people in it. But the government was just bragging that the people carry their investment to 1 billion. You carry your investment to 1 billion. How many people you giving job in the economy? How many? Go to Bassa, where I come from. The major bridge that links the major university in Grand Bassa has been down for years. Students have to go to school and they park on the other side of the bridge. Then they walk over and go. But we get a multi-billion-dollar company there, Metal, that cannot even get job to the people. It's sad. So I think that is the problem. We are not solving the bread and butter issue. In fact, look at what I'm hearing. Even the agriculture issue. Has the Minister of Commerce ever told us? He said he just gave, I think, a new IPD. That is, I think, the permit or so for people who want to import rice and things in the country. I think he said he just gave it to some 5 Liberians. It is my understanding one of those Liberians is a government official. How in the world a man is a government official, but you get a man permit to bring in rice? And the government official I'm talking about is the guy from the port. They say he's one of those.
Call the name. Call the name, bro.
The guy from the port. So that's why the minister cannot even publish. The minister cannot even publish the list of Liberians that he are giving IPT to. Because, you know, there was a particular time where there was this whole news surrounding all Lebanese went to a meeting. So the Lebanese were controlling our stable food in the country. I think you saw the photograph when President Bouaka met these people, right? So the minister was saying, in fact, he's adding Liberians to the list. He's giving over 5. I am told that one of those Liberians is the National Port Authority boss. Are you kidding me? So I just want to stop and give other people the opportunity to have a say.
So now he's giving the IPD that he was bragging and talking.
That's why he can't publish it. You ask him to publish it, he won't show it to nobody. He's keeping it.
He was accusing Mawoni Diggs of giving a lot of IPD. Now he's giving it out. Well, he's giving it to his business partner and stuff like that. He's giving it to his business partner and stuff like that. But before we go to another topic, let Alex and let Grace come in. Grace, you still in Liberia? You still in Africa?
Yes, I'm still here in Africa. Well, Toka, where you at? Because the last time I saw you were in Ghana. You in Liberia? You back?
No, I still in Ghana.
Oh.
What are you doing, Ghana?
No, don't matter. We chill the other day. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think you're going to be back to jail tomorrow.
Yeah, because stuff I'm running after runs into Friday now. So.
Oh, okay. All right.
I think.
Yeah, but it was I met Toga in Ghana. It was nice meeting Toga. Toga looked very different from the screen though. He's a very good looking man. the screen look very justice.
No, that's why I was saying about Kelebu. You see when you send a photograph with Kelebu, I say about Kelebu lost fatter. Then when you on the show can make the man too thin. I know the way you can position a camera or something, but the photograph for two of you at the airport was completely different. The guy is alright.
Yeah, Eli brought today. We hung out at the D Calabash. I met him there. We were there. We hung out with Kwame Clement and the PPCC boss. We were all there together today.
Great.
All right. Cool. But what is this? Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Grace.
But what else going?
Hello, we'll come back.
Yeah, but the thing is with Joseph Bouaka meeting the richest man in Africa, what is the big deal about that whole thing? The thing is that when you meet with big people like that, if you don't have no tangible deals when you meet with them, then the meeting is just for photo ops. And a lot of the media too, they don't have nothing to carry. The president met with the richest man, but they wouldn't want to make it like it's a real or big thing, and like something good coming. They make me face all the highway roads then to the different countries. That the question, he was facing the roads then when he met with Joseph Bouaka, he promising that, then we would be happy for the meeting. But if there was no collaboration, there was anything to benefit us, but we don't care. We do not care. So I don't know why they're making it a big deal. And the United Party government people, they will usually do that. Make it a big deal, see what they do with the bosses, with the yellow mission and all those kind of things. So if the meeting don't benefit the country, I don't care. I already seen how the country really need a lot of stuff. even with the human capacity, the kind of trainings and things that are needed within the system, it's a lot. So until we can get to that stage, until we can see what meet with, if there is nothing tangible coming out of that meeting and no investment promises and no benefit for the country, it doesn't mean anything to us. That's what I wanted to say.
And interestingly, Dr. Peabody, the meeting is vague to me. The release coming from the executive mansion, does not have anything that you can hold on to. These are the regular ways of just rolling over releases. You just say the mayor and all plan for development. You're not telling us exactly what the meeting is about. All right, to say, okay, you met Dangote. Dangote has said he wants to maybe invest 1 million in Liberia in XYZ sector. That's the kind of news you want to give to the public. It's not the kind of regular, just run around things. I can tell you, for example, the last time I was in Accra, I saw a lot of police cars, like the ones the police chief just brought in. And you could see cars in Ghana, police cars in Ghana, with donated by Dangote group of companies. I was shocked. He's not doing any major investment in Ghana, but I saw police cars the last time I was in Ghana, and they were written on it, donated by him. So you meeting Dangote, it can't just be the regular kind of way of the way we do our releases. The real issue that we talk about should be given to the public. The public should know that they're not just the regular thing. We can just say, oh, he met Dangote promised to transform Liberia. In what sector Dangote promised to transform? You be vague with the information. The way you be vague. I can be President Bouaka today and promise anything. But what do you hold the government by so that in 2 years you can say, but has the government made any follow-up on what they said Dangote would have done? Or we can ask the government, Dangote promised he would have invested 100 million in Liberia. It's gone 3 years now. What has happened? But that whole thing about Dangote saying he will transform Liberia, anybody can say that. How long does it take? What is he investing in? What sector will he put the money in? How many jobs will be created in those sectors? That's what that release should be about. I think that release was not fair.
But
especially the release coming from the executive manager. If another ordinary press carry the release, they can say, oh, because of image. But the executive manager, so you're making that I'm used to, really?
Yeah, on the executive manager side.
But this meeting was held a long time ago. Why they just coming up with the information and all of that? And like you were saying, the police the other day were celebrating on one pickup truck that a multi-billion-dollar company, Mittal Steel, gave them. Mittal Steel gave them a pickup truck, and they had it live on news. Mittal Steel donated one pickup truck. Mittal Steel is a billion-dollar company, and they give you a pickup truck, and you sit there and celebrate.
Yeah. In fact, they buy that pickup truck from Red Moroville. They're taking it from Metal Steel's factory in I know whether like India or UK, where you are producing cars. Metal Steel should be giving our police more than 50 cars.
50 cars.
That is sector they into. They into production of cars.
Yeah.
But they can't go right in Montreal and buy one car from the car center and give it to us.
And then we celebrate, that Mittal Steel gave us one pickup truck and was live. Mittal Steel made a pickup truck. That was so embarrassing to read, to be honest. But Alex, what? We'll go to Alex. What's the news that we are hearing?
Okay.
That the Ministry of State.
I mean, today I got so much. I haven't been on the show for a while, and the beautiful Grace is here, so I'm very happy. Okay.
Alex.
But
Alex, you look very good. And I gotta come out. We gotta really hang out before this.
We will hang out. Don't worry.
I was in Boston the other day. I didn't see you though. But I didn't call you though. I didn't tell you I was there either.
Okay. So I got a lot here today. Number one, let's start with the rice thing. Okay. First of all, this government, the Bouaka administration, like Toga Riley said, during the rice crisis. And he put together a committee, rice committee. This was on the 29th of May. So we're in July now, close to 2 months, for a press conference. And the president committee was expected to undertake the following. There was supposed to formulate a policy to ensure the constant and stable supply of rice in the country. to develop strategy to accelerate local production of rice and import substitution, ensure Liberian participate in the implementation, formulate policy to effectively reactivation and management of rice stabilization fund, and to create a database for rice. That's what it told us. And the people on our committee again was the Charles Mano, chairman, David Vincton, who used to be the former
Those are
governor,
all retired folks.
the usual suspect, agriculture minister, commerce minister, state minister, everything minister. These people sat down for 2 months. Okay? 2 months. They were supposed to come up with those plans, right? Then yesterday, they come out, and here's what they say. They are developing plan for sustainable rice development. Okay? Yeah, the press statement coming from the Ministry of Agriculture. The Minister of Agriculture, Alexander Neti, has announced a formulation of a 6-year national agricultural development plan to overhaul Liberian agricultural sector. The plan, which is being developed. You get it, English? So what is the heck they were doing for the last 2 months?
Putting the plan together to develop it.
But my thing
So they
is
went
that
and have a program, and I'm looking at I asked Toga, because I know Toga knows all the news. I asking all Liberian, they had 2 months, so a committee had 2 months. I'm sure it was well funded, right? To come up with a stabilization on the rice prices, database, all that stuff. You sit down 2 months to come up with another plan again. So what is the plan? I want to read this plan. All the United Party book people. What is the plan? How much money is going into agriculture? What is the database? Where is the website? What is the private sector investment after 2 months?
Well, one of the Rubens, he took out ahead of
right? It's scary. You sit down 2 months, you take 5 ministers and you put it in a committee for 2 months, and you can't write 1-page plan, and you can't have a program say when the plan is created. So where you gonna take another 6 years to create a simple agriculture plan? Are you kidding me? Wherever school people went to, they should revoke their degrees. They just pass it around. How you have a program where you don't have a plan? When you say somebody have a plan, like a business plan, you want to know how much money the government has allocated, how many farmers are involved in the program. You want to know how many acres of land is going to be in production, wherever machine or wherever. You don't have a plan. Why are you having a ceremony to create a plan? This is why Liberia will be a poor country for the foreseeable future. All they do is just go and have meeting, and they just go and have program, and they love to have program. The money you take to have the program, that could have created you a plan that people today, farmers today, could go and sign up for. That you can start agricultural development next month. You don't need 2 months to go and say we're going to create a plan. And I read it directly, verbatim from the minister page, with the plan which is being developed with the technical support of the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization. Is a testament of the government's unwavering commitment to improve the country's agricultural landscape. What nonsense is this?
All that
so you just wasted our time.
Strategizing to steal money, my brother. I think that all these meetings.
Oh my gosh!
All those things there that ways to get money out of this, the government covers.
But they listed the things that the committee was set up to do. They didn't say the committee was set up to come out to announce another plan. If you allow me, let me put on the screen. Yeah, was what the committee was set up to do. They came up and they created this committee. Yeah, right there. Dr. Peabody, please put up if you can, please.
Okay, yeah, okay, let me put it.
So we hear the nonsense, the mouth and talking, the government doing it. Yeah, it's the committee here. President Bouakai has instituted a committee on rice to ensure the stability of the country is stable, according to the press statement issued today and signed by Madam Kula Bano Fofana, Presidential Press Secretary. The committee is expected to undertake the following: formulate policy to ensure, develop strategy ensure that Liberians participate in the importation and distribution of rice, formulate policy for the efficient reactivation and management of rice stabilization fund. Yes, yeah. What after 2 months, none of these things have been done. And you know what? And all our educated people, they ain't like, bro, nobody will go back and say, wait a minute here. You told us 2 months ago you're going to do these things. And you have a program and they gave you some pamphlet with some beautiful pictures of rice on it. And you say that's a plan? Why, you think everybody's stupid yet?
It reminds me of the cake plan.
Then they put it one there. Yeah, when the Minister of Agriculture put it there. Yeah. After making all the noise, how big syrup, they're more like the cake. Yeah, you're right. That the same thing with the cake, the airline cake.
Yeah. But I think, Alex, you take pressure old, excuse me, we all get old. I'm not being that disgruntled to elderly people. But you take pressure elderly people instead of a set of agriculture plan for the country. What plan you expect people to get? They can't even, some of the people can't even use computer. What plan they can't even put together to the email? Huh?
Yeah, look at they have 15 people on this committee. 15-man committee for 2 months. Okay. Ministry of Transit Union, Republic of Liberia Bankers Association, Liberia Civil Service Council of Liberia, Rural Women Organization, Minister of State for Presidential Affairs, Minister of Finance and Development Planning, Minister of Commerce, Minister of Agriculture, and you don't have one sheet of plan after 2 months to tell the farmers that you can go tomorrow and get seed from this place here. You can go here tomorrow and you get funding to start farm. So what if people supposed to wait another 3 years for you to come up with a plan? Then before they will start planning food? Are you kidding?
And guess what, Alex? When they come out 3 years without plan, one individual will get vexed because his information was not inserted in that plan for him to get enough money. They will start making arguments. You fully look in what they put in that plan together. Another 4 years gone before they can make a schedule.
But
or he finish moving from your office, then the next person that come to eat the money. That's the whole thing. That's just it. I the one said it, and I'm not going to call no agriculture minister to ask any question. The agriculture minister will be coming on the platform to explain the plan to the Liberian people. They're not going to come to can't call them. I will not call them to ask them what they put in the document. That's what we're speaking about.
But he's been there almost 7 months. What I'm saying is, look at the formation. Look at the formation of the team. Do you expect any better? The formation of the team? You bring in these people who were in government 10, 30 years ago and say they will come with a plan to work Fahad, David Fahad, then all the different people on that committee.
David Fahad is retired.
Yeah, you bring
I don't
him
think
back.
David Fahad is fully retired.
You bring him back.
I don't even think the man can stay under a hall once a week again.
And you put,
I'm telling you, I don't think David Fahad can step out of a hall once a week again.
They put him on committee.
The man is old. You put him on committee.
Yeah.
You know, but even the arrest agenda, the government went to the election with an arrest agenda.
Mm-hmm.
That arrest agenda is not even ready. In fact, the government just hired a team to work on the arrest agenda. The agenda that brought the government to power is not prepared. What else you think will really be prepared when the agenda that the people use to bring it to power, the arrest agenda, is not ready? And who are the people on it? I saw some other seeing old folks' name. I think I'll find a name later. He ran for president before. All those people, they're on the list. They are the ones preparing.
But the arrest agenda, talk about the arrest agenda, was it Baga agenda or Raven Costa agenda?
I don't know.
But that's a good question.
You see? So, and another thing, why they keep launching all these things? When you can sit down as a committee and prepare these things, why are you launching? Why every day they take the president to one launching ceremony to the other launching ceremony? They should be taking the president to a result-oriented event. Look, a committee has done this today. We're presenting their plan to like present. The president go there. You go there, you be launching. What day they just launching all over the place. I see where people can say that all the groundbreaking can make the country can just get flooded. What they will break? So the country can get flooded from breaking. That is what you launching. Come up with result. Say, look, today we've completed this program that will help Liberia for the next 10 years. We're breaking it now to the country. Then the president go there. But sometimes if you see the budget, maybe the recent launching program, you see the budget, you're talking about 50 to 100,000. Because you got to bring in guests, you got to bring in farmer, you got to find food for them, you got to pay catering services. Why are you spending all that money just to give the Liberian people an idea that we're about to do this? Why not? We've done this, and y'all can see it. I think the government said needs to, it should be part of the arrest agenda for us to not be misusing funding. Because whole day you just always launching when you've not even prepared. The other day the president was doing, I think the information ministry again doing another launching again for something else. You know, all over the place.
Toga, two things started launching in the MOU. They will sign
signing MOU. Another one.
Until the head break.
MOU
means nothing. Okay, it means yeah, you know, me and Peabody say, you know what, we'll come on the show on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We agree to come there. That's it. You know, first of all, I mean, guys, sorry, I'm just so disgusted with these people. First of all, what kind of minister of agriculture do you have who has not put together a plan for agriculture in his entire life that he can present on day one of taking office? How do you hire a minister of agriculture who says he's an agriculturalist and he doesn't have a plan? How can you have a ministry of agriculture why do you need to go outside again to go get other people to kind of create plan for the agriculture ministry? Isn't that what they went to school for? Shouldn't they have more than one place laid out before you appoint somebody and say the interview process and say, okay, you want to be agriculture minister? How are you going to have right stability in this country? How are you going to, the farmers going to, you should have that plan. That plan should be on the Ministry of Agriculture website on day one. These people, I'm telling you, they are so incompetent. No wonder they run for government job because nobody will hire them anywhere beside the UNDP because it's another dysfunctional people, right? There's another political organization. We know the UN, that's what they do. They just pass it to go around. Sorry, Toga. I mean, I know you UNDP or UN man, but they never solve any crisis in Africa. They be in Africa since 1950. The people still hungry there. War still going on in Congo. All the program after program, UNICEF program team, we see no result. Africa is still the poorest nation. So I'm sorry. China did not come. South Korea did not come from war. They're feeding other countries. So that thing, that UN thing, I really don't buy it. So African countries must survive.
You know, Ellie, the whole arrest agenda. I just found the name. So you get Nathaniel Barnes, should be one of those. You get former minister. You know, you all know Nathaniel Barnes ran for president. I think he served as some minister somewhere before all that. Then you got exactly. Then you got Elias Shinani. So these guys now
retirees.
Former minister Elias Shinani too, the singer. So they have put together a whole organization. And government is expected to invest thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars into that organization to put together the whole arrest agenda. I think this is complete waste of money. Because if you have an arrest agenda, like agriculture, for example, why should the agriculture ministry be formulating this new roadmap when the arrest agenda, the agriculture component of the arrest agenda should go to agriculture ministry to handle that? Because they are already being paid at the Ministry of Agriculture. Do you need to have a new institution to go draft the arrest agenda and you pay them hundreds of thousands? You can't rule law. You send rule law to the Justice Ministry. Simple. You can't to technology. You send it to maybe LTA or some technological segment. You can't to education. You send it on the Education Ministry. Why are you paying a new organization because of your friend and I, maybe brought you? It's a whole department now that you are formed and going to put, I know the least those people operating will be around 500,000 or more. I'm telling you to go put a rest agenda together. When you get different ministries and agencies where people are being paid, some of these people, they leave work 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock every day. They get no job doing to these ministries and agencies. You can't find a job to do, and you take that money and you put it in Nathaniel Barnes and Elias Shinani, and you say they must go put a rest agenda together. For me, sometimes they get the money, they just want to use it anyhow. I think that's the problem.
I was so excited today. I was so excited when I heard that they had a plan. I was just waiting to read our plan because I was so excited. And I'm so disappointed. I've been checking everywhere. There's no plan. that
Listen,
cake ceremony, complete
li-
vlog.
listen.
Get
Yeah, flower, big time
I,
flower.
I think I think
that's it.
I think anyone who knows me knows that I'm a big critic of this government. And I think that when this government needs to be criticized, I will hold no words back. But I have to differ with you guys here today. I
Okay.
don't think the criticism on a launching of a major policy framework is a bad thing. And I don't think that is unique to Liberia or the Bouakai administration. Uh, it's one thing we can argue that we need to know what were Bouakai's administration key focus areas, right? And you don't need a lunch or major policy speech to do that, right? For instance, if you go to the White House .gov, you will see as per priorities where Bouakai listed some of the things that he had planned to do. But there have also been major policy speeches given doing normal press conferences, press briefings, and by the president at the Oval Office. These things happen. These things happen. Obama did that when he took on the fight with universal healthcare, right? And so I don't see much of a contradiction with regards to the agenda. That Unity Party, it may not be clear, it may be missing some meat, some details, some juice, right? But we have been talking about how do we once and for all solve this dependency when it comes to the importation of rice in our country, and how do we create a formulate a plan that makes us self-sufficient, and how we would feed ourselves, right? And I think from our perspective, and I'm not the spokesman for this government, but just looking, from out in, I think this is what this attempts to do. I don't think that they are setting up a separate institution to address the NAD or NADA, but this is a 6 years framework. I will ask for more details on the actual plan, but I think there's a plan. I think it's commendable here, right? I think it's commendable that the Bouakai administration will specifically address some of these key policy framework. They're not saying, well, this is the short term. What happens in the next 3 years, right? How do we start the process? And then gradually get to 2029 and so forth and so on. But holistically looking at this, I think this is not. I don't think this is a bad thing, right? I think if it's done properly, I think this could be a major policy kickstart to really once and for all address this issue with regards to rice shortage in our country, and all other things as well. So I differ with you guys. I don't understand what the criticism is about, and this is coming from a guy who really uh, don't expect much from Joseph Boakai, though I do want him to succeed because I believe if he succeeds, the country succeeds, Liberia succeeds, right? And so we can criticize the government, we can criticize Joseph Boakai when need be, but on this particular issue with this luncheon, I don't think it's a bad thing, and I don't think it's unique to Liberia. Governments across the world have made major key policy speeches on key policy issues, right? What we should be doing now is asking for a full plan. Is this plan on the Ministry of Agriculture website for us to go and read that plan in detail? Are they going to start a campaign, right? Radio campaign, TV campaigns? Are they going to go to these press briefings where they can elaborate and expand on this plan? I think it's just a new plan, and so a lot of us don't know the details of it. But I think that just looking at the surface of it, I don't think this is a bad thing. I think this is great because if this government does not put forth a real plan to address the rice crisis, and will continue to see us being dependent on rice importation from largely folks that don't eat rice, we will be pounding this government on what is the plan. What is the plan? How do you plan on addressing this? So I don't think this is a bad thing. I don't think this is a bad thing. I do think it should be constructed wisely. I don't think it should be wasteful, and I think it should be done in a very professional way. So I disagree with you guys on the criticism.
So here's the point.
Robert, okay, yeah,
Here's
let
the
me let you
point.
go. Go.
Okay, here's the point,
So
right?
we can eat it up.
What I have noticed of the government lately is to continue developing plans, taking a lot of resources and developing plans with strange people that are completely out of the government's limelight. Take, for example, the whole Nathaniel Barnes and Elias situation. It's just maybe a group of friends organizing a new company, and you're giving them money to say they should put a rest agenda together. I think that's a problem for me. For me, that is one of my issues. We can't keep making our friends richer all of the time. These guys just work in government. All right? And a few days later, they put together a plan, they form an organization, and you're giving them resources to put together a lot of money. The same thing. If you think the Boakas administration, why our people cannot get food to eat, why they can get jobs to do, if the Boaka government starts to invest hundreds of millions of dollars, for example, into lobbying in Washington, for example, Liberians will have issue with that. Because it's wasteful spending. Especially things that your people can do at home. Why should you form a new company and give them contract to do a rest agenda? When you have different ministries and agencies that are responsible for all these same things. You got agriculture ministry. Put the agriculture aspect of the arrest agenda on the agriculture ministry to do it and submit it. You got education. So all these institutions that you have, they can't put the agenda together. You got to get people doing it. I think that is my issue.
Yeah, but I
And
don't think, Toga, I don't think if that's your issue, then I think that your issue is one that needs to be clarified from the executive mansion, because from our indication, I don't think this is a separate entity or group of folks like the recovery committee to do this. This is directly a agriculture development plan coming from the Ministry of Agriculture. Now, if the Ministry of Agriculture decides to recruit other experts, right, to help them with this plan, I don't think there's nothing wrong with it, right? I think the issue here, look, the issue here is I want a government to once and for all address this issue when it comes to this rice dependency. For many, many years and for decades, we have not had a government that have addressed this issue fundamentally, okay? And so I'm glad that the Boaka administration has attempted to. Are there questions about how
so you don't also see the duplications
Okay,
here
let
that
me
you have
help.
an
Let me
arrest
help.
agenda.
No,
You have
the
an arrest
national
agenda. You have an
agriculture
arrest
development
agenda
plan.
that
But
you
listen,
yeah.
the
No,
national
see the
All
agriculture
right.
development
first
plan
of all,
can
are you
come
not seeing
under
the
the Ministry of
duplications?
Agriculture.
Are you not
All
seeing
right.
the
So
duplications? Why should you have an arrest agenda and you have a committee or an institution that is doing the entire arrest agenda that agriculture is a part of, and you also developing an agricultural plan?
No,
It's duplication to
I
me.
disagree. No,
Then
no, no.
you get two institutions coming to do the same work.
No. Hold on. Let's go back for a second. The arrest agenda started on a political campaign. And you and I both know that political campaigns, promises, and agendas formulate into something different when it comes to governance. Now, I do not think that the Boaka campaign had a holistic and a real plan, right? During the campaign, they had some ideas on what they wanted to do when it comes to agriculture, when it comes to tourism, when it comes to road development. They had this idea. These were the ideas, right? Now, when you win an election, you have to take those ideas and build on them. I think what they are doing here with the A, which stands for agriculture under the arrest agenda, is strengthening, right, the foundation to once and for all address that issue that we have when it comes to agriculture. So this has been done under the umbrella of the Ministry of Agriculture. I have no quarrel with them recruiting people, one or two folks who could help them with this plan. We should be seeking clarification and asking the tough questions with regards to what does this actually entail. But I don't think this is an issue.
Okay.
That's my problem.
The question I want to ask you, Robert, a question you need to first understand what is a plan. Okay. A plan is not some word you use to describe something you're going, you know, it's just an abstract word. When you say you have a plan for agriculture, like I said, I went systematically. On May, in May, what? This was May 15th. The agriculture minister came out, he said to outline an ambitious plan to revamp Liberia's agriculture sector, right? He said the plan will be formulated. This is April 26th, reported in the news, to formulate a 6-year plan, right? To overhaul the Liberian agriculture sector. Granted, that was in April, right? So then the president came out and set up a committee on top of that. Our rice committee, let me go back to it. It says President Joseph Boakai has constituted a committee on rice to ensure the stability of the country stable, according to the press release, blah, blah, blah. This is here, May 29. All right? Okay. What do we have today? Do we have a plan? The answer is no. We had a ceremony without a plan. Let's get it correct. Going on and saying, here's what it said. President Boakai launches 6 years agriculture development plan today. That's a lie. There is no plan. If you read the press statement, what it says here, it's expected to launch the 6-year development plan today, Wednesday, July 10th, at the ministerial complex in Kongatan, Osa Monrovia. Okay, the National Agriculture Development Plan. So you already should have a plan. That's what you should launch today. Correct? You're the English word, correct?
So I guess your issue here is you have not seen the actual plan. So what
They
I'm
have
saying,
not, now I haven't seen it. They have not presented any plan. And according to the Minister of Agriculture, they will work on this 6-year plan. So from April to now, and like Toka said, all these dignitaries you put together, they have not formulated a plan. What they were working on was this ceremony today or yesterday. And they coordinate something, a plan which you have not formulated. When you formulate a plan, like you say, I have a business plan, right? I can go and look at the business plan. I can go and see, okay, yes, the marketing section, yes, the financial section, yes, how much this business plan says. You can't tell me, say, your idea to create a business plan is the business plan. So the wording they're using is complete fraudulent. You do not have a plan. Why go have a program and say you are presenting a 6-year plan when you have not created a 6-year plan? That's some of the fabrication we're talking about. We're speaking English here. And if I'm wrong, I challenge the Ministry of Agriculture. I challenge Grace Bay and the whole Liberian government. Present that plan today here to any news media. Let's see it. You don't have a plan. Come on and say we are working on a plan, a 6-year plan. Do not come on and name something or 6-year plan when in fact it's not a plan.
I don't think, and I know Doc want to come in. Let me just close on this. Listen, my only contention here is this. It's simple. I want to see a plan. I don't think it will make sense for anyone to want to launch an idea. I would not support
What's
that.
a plan?
Things
You
are
launch an idea to create a plan.
Things are launched when it's been put in drive, right? That they have the plan and they can put that plan on a website or send us documents so we can peruse that. So I some of those guys are smart guys, and I don't think that they want to come and do a whole major speech or an address to the country telling us about an idea. Right. So what I would say on this is
let me
this.
Put it back. Let me put that wordings back on the screen so we can read it. So it can be.
What I would say on this is this. What I would say on this is this. I think that we should give them the benefit of the doubt to come out.
You need to stop lying first.
To come out and give us clarification on this. But beyond that, I think that any plan such as what was indicated on the website and during the lunch, any plan that gears towards addressing the crisis when it comes to agricultural development in our country is one that I will embrace, and I hope that this government is serious about once and for all addressing some of these key issues, I would not criticize them for that. But we want to see this.
Let me come up here. Firstly, when you appoint somebody to head the agriculture ministry, that person should be an expert. That's why you proceed carefully in appointing somebody who you believe is an expert who can lead the agriculture program in Liberia. He must have a plan before you select him. You want him before he even went to his confirmation. He should have had a plan. This is what I plan to do. This is what this is my whole agriculture plan for Liberia. All of that. Secondly, I'm a little worried about some of the members of that team. They are really dysfunctional right now. Some of those folks. You bring guy to David Vinton. David don't got no energy to do anything. You bringing Elijah Sidibe and all those guys. I don't think it even helps in this modern day that we are in. You need to bring in experts, Liberians who are expert when it comes to the agricultural sector, who can really bring an idea that can boost our agriculture sector. But you bring in some of your peers for 30, 40 years down the line that have no idea on how farming has changed, the idea of the different farming and things have changed. They have no idea. You're just bringing them to get their retirement and stuff like that. But nothing really has changed. And I think it's bad. This guy is not an expert because from day one when he was appointed agricultural minister, he should have come in and said, look, this is what I have. This is the plan I have for Liberia. And what we're seeing today is another public big mouth lie. Come up there, everybody coming, they're showing banana, they're showing purple and all those kind of things. And we are seeing that display long time, the agriculture fair. It was more like an agriculture fair today at the Ministry of Agriculture, where people bring all the little food, cassava, plantain, potato, and stuff like that, and just display it. It was not really coming on. To me, that's how.
But that you do realize that, and this goes back again to the processes of hiring or recruitment in these key areas. You would think that because if I'm going for an interview for a job, that my employer already have some sort of job description or an expectation for which they want me to help, make or bring to life, right? So if Joseph Boakai was hiring a agriculture minister, the agriculture minister is not necessarily coming with a plan. He wants to know what Joseph Boakai's vision for agriculture is, and Joseph Boakai's expectation for him to help push that vision. You get what I'm saying? It's not like he's being hired to bring his own vision. What is the government vision when it comes to agricultural growth in our country, and how can one who is a minister in that area use his or her expertise to help the president make his vision a reality? And in this case, it seems like we're just hiring our best friends and our buddies, our political allies. This is what happens. This is what you get.
But you listen to.
So, guys, can I speak quick?
Yes, please.
This is what you. That is 70% or at least 5% youth population to an older guy who thinks that he and his friends should come and lead the country or root the country, because right now they're rooting, they are not leading, and they kick all the young people out. How in the world that you will put a man that is already old, has retired into children that went to school for this? They have agricultural college in the University of Liberia. Why you don't bring these children and use them and put them in position, train them? As you guys are leaving power, these people will be there. Well, the man who he has an advisor, I forgot his name. The advisor.
Oh, you mean Oman or the former finance minister Fahad?
Fahad. Yeah, yes.
I think Fahad almost 90 years old.
Thank you. They should be.
Those are experts. Those are the financial experts. 90 years old.
I mean, and that's the sad part. I don't understand how our young generation that before us, I don't understand because it's messing with their future. It's messing with their future. So it means that Liberia will always be an old generation leadership, because when they get there, they will try to hold on to power like our great grandparents they're holding, our parents they're holding now. They will try to hold on to the other people from the other people, and that's the sad thing. How are we going to train new generation of leaders to come and take all these things, and we don't put them in a position to be able to do it? How? And that's children around. We in Liberia, you see them around, they're very, very highly intelligent, very educated. Some of them went to school and they did their work, so they know what they're doing. And all these children walking around with all jobs, and you still bringing recycle old people that were in position before that should be retired, playing with their grandchildren. You putting them in the positions that these children should be in and getting experience on this job before they reach their prime, or they reach at least their middle age to be able to lead the country to the right direction. You take that away from them. I feel selfishness, very, very selfish.
Is the whole CWA reunion.
But you see, the thing here is
that CWA reunion.
He's not taking away, Chris, the Liberian people. We believe that if you're not old, you cannot be president of Liberia. That's what we believe. We believe that age, that saying, what is it, age come with wisdom. We believe that only an old man can be president of Liberia, and that's why we have always, we tend to put somebody who almost in his late 80s or 80-year-old to be president of Liberia. But gentlemen, let us move to another trending.
Let me just add 1 minute to this, and then I will be done with it, because, like I said, this is infuriating. And the reason it's infuriating is because a lot of people voted for President Bouakai because they felt he had agricultural expertise. A lot of people in the country have hope in this old man, because they felt he was once produce manager, managing director, and he had made a lot of noise about
Minister of Agriculture.
Minister of Agriculture. Of course. Minister of Agriculture and LMPC managing director, if I'm not mistaken, for the Doe administration.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, we do our homework here. I'd like to come and talk out here the facts check. Okay, so people precisely thought, and what a major problem in Liberia today: rice, food self-sufficiency. We have a situation where 95% of the importers are Lebanese people. The prices have gone up from $14 to right now, what, $20, $19, $20. That's almost 30% increase in 6 months' time. So agriculture is a big deal. A lot of the farmers around the country, that's what they depend on for their survival, to send their children to school. So when you take the Barnes and all the Vintons who couldn't put a plan all their entire life and pay them, right, to come and lie to the Liberian people and talking about you have a 6-year plan. So Dr. Peabody just put there one more time. I want to underline and scope that this is not a plan. First of all, they need to go back and correct the English. Okay, there you go. They need to go back and correct the English where they said, yeah, right. So this is the article from today, and I read the Independence News. I don't care wherever. They say, yeah, Bouakai launches 6-year agricultural development plan. Correct? Yeah. You say they launched today the possibility to form a committee to write a plan. They say they launch a plan. Then go and read it, right? What it said? They said, this is Agriculture Minister speaking right there. He said the plan, which is being developed with the technical support from the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization. So what is it? You tell me you launch a plan, then you tell me, say, you're going to go develop a plan? Is that not the biggest scam you can think about? You haven't developed a plan. Just come out and say, we're having a program today to set up a committee to develop a 6-year plan for Liberia. That should be the correct title. Stop lying. Thank you, guys.
And Dr. Peabody, I wanted to say something that would just tie in probably to a new topic, but it had to do with something that Robert said. All right. I mean, the way we hire people, the way we bring people, and
and what his name, the former GAC boss John Molu made similar statement. I think he said that was one of his turn-off point with the Boakas administration. Amra Kone also said something similarly. Amra Kone them said when Boaka was elected, they designed a strategy where people who will be appointed to the government will be fully vetted. And that was completely trashed. And John Molu said that was his turn-off point with the government because they thought a whole team was going to be set up to do proper vetting of people to make sure that these people understood the vision of the president and, like we're saying, they had a plan to deliver on.
What Toga?
Yeah,
I
the
think
human rights.
his internet kick him out. But look, let me say this, and then maybe we can move on to the next
Yeah,
until
we
Toka
can move on now.
comes in. Listen, if the plan is still being developed, then there was no reason for a launch today. Simple as that. You don't launch a
Yeah,
plan
yeah.
that is still you don't launch a plan that is still under development, right? And so I don't understand the idea. You know, the president could have done an interview where he said we're thinking about once and for all addressing this rice crisis, and all things fall under agriculture development, right? I want to see the plans, and I want to see the how. How do they intend to fund these plans, and how do they intend to implement them in the interest of our country? I want to see that, and then we can discuss that plan, right?
Correct.
And so if they don't have a plan, or if the plan is still under development, then there was no need to have a press
Correct.
conference or anything of that sort. Okay, and so I agree with that part. And if that's the case, then that's misleading. They misled the general public.
Correct.
Because if the plan is still under development and you still have to write the plan, you're still working on the framework, even though you have some idea of what that plan intends to do, then you wait until that plan is done. It's almost like saying, I want to have a baby, but you have not, and this is what the baby's going to look like. This is what but you haven't started the work to get the baby, the
Yes.
baby pregnant, right? Or the woman pregnant, right? It makes absolutely no sense. Again, I would say, when that plan is finally done and we can see that plan, we can look at the details. I want to see that for this country. Well, there's a 3-year plan. I will hope they have a short term and a long term piece to that. I want to see that because for many years we have fallen short when it comes to growing food in our country. We have fallen short when it comes to feeding our own people. We have fallen short. We've literally put our belly in the hands of foreigners, folks who depend on Lebanese bread and sandwich and salad. They don't care about rice. I love rice. It doesn't matter how long I've been in America. If I have not had rice, sometimes I don't think I've had dinner. So I'm a Liberian boy. We love rice. And so I want to see a plan from this government, some actions to once and for all address this. But I hope that they do it, they be patient with it, and do it in a way where it benefits not just for them politically, but we can see the implementation of that plan that benefits the Liberian people. One last point I want to make, Doc. If you let an 82-year-old man, and this is what I've always said, I'm not against people getting old. We all will get old one day. But if I'm Bwaga's age, I will understand that there are more effective role for me at that age, right? I can be an advisor. I can still use my expertise. I can train people. Okay, I can. Bwaga, claims to be the most knowledgeable man when it comes to agriculture because of his past role in that area, right? Bwaga could be a great advisor. He could be a great, a mentor to a lot of young people. But if you elect people, and I know people will say, well, but we're in America, we're electing 81-year-old man. The system is different. The system here is different. There are things that are already in place that will work regardless who president of America. It's not the same thing in Liberia. The president is very powerful in our country. But when you elect an 81-year-old man, what would you expect? I mean, you would expect that he have friends his age or older that he would like to come in. And this is exactly what has happened. in these key positions. Again, we're going back to our friends from 45, 50, 60 years ago when things have drastically changed. The way the world is ran today has changed. And as time goes by, we need people who have those nuances, who understand what 21st century leadership looks like.
All right, guys. So here's something that is trending. I told guy probably can talk to that. They said that the Ministry of State is requesting to take over Vera Parks in Liberia. Did you hear about that, tour guy?
Take over various what?
Park.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Yeah, so something I heard or I read is that it was under President Weah that many of these parks were brought into being. Now it seems something I'm hearing is that some of these things have already been outsourced to people for long term.
The park?
And yes, and they're being questioned. Why? So it's almost like you had a government to run for maybe 6 years, but you develop a park and give it to maybe somebody to run for the next 20 years. So that is becoming an issue because there are private people who these parks are long-term being outsourced to, and they're running it. So government does not seem to have a stake in it as they should. So I think the government wants to, to start up some measure because a lot of, helping the tourism industry. A lot of people go to these places every day. A lot of funds being generated, and so it seems like government really doesn't know where the funds are going. But if these people have some legitimate claims too, that they got right to, to owning these parks or to managing these parks for a specific period of time, that would be a long-term case. That would be a very long-term case. But I don't know why.
But if the government, I think it'll be, for me, let me say this, if the government can't afford to maintain it and outsourcing it, I don't think it'll be a bad idea. But let's see whether it's going to create job opportunity for Liberians. If this going to create job opportunity for Liberians, those who working there and maintaining the park and cleaning up every day, and they can generate some revenue, I think it's a good idea, honestly.
Of course. And Dr. Peabody, one of the thing is, bulk of our things in a country need to be outsourced to people. Seriously. Bulk of the things in Liberia got to be also. Like today, I wrote something about Robert. You laugh. It's serious, Robert. Bulk of the thing. Take for example, I wrote something today about fire service. So the National Fire Service, for example, has been crying all over the place that they needed $3 million, and $3 million could get the job done. They got $3 million in the budget. Now, today, someone's caught on fire, and the National Fire Service got there when the fire had already consumed the person's property. And interestingly, they never even had water in the truck. So I was saying it's like a mindset thing. It's about the system. So they come and cry about money. The issue is not money. For the last 6 months, I sent a document to the business registry, wanting to register a business. In fact, I started off with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. It went through smoothly before it even went to business registry. I think for the last signature or something, it been languishing there for maybe 4 to 5 months. Someone wants me to give something maybe behind the scene before they hold it, before they rush it to the person who's supposed to sign the paper. Many of these institutions got to be outsourced to private people.
I agree.
Because our people, they don't know government's job. They ain't able aid. How will you, for example, get to Monrovia and visit on government ministry and agency? Go there around 2 or 3 o'clock. Everybody go home. Nobody sits in office till 5. These people are out. When they say the president, for example, when the president traveled, and when the president went to Abuja a few days, no government ministry and agency working. The president not in country.
Yeah, I agree.
It's a terrible system. Many of these institutions got to be outsourced to private people to be able to manage. Even that national.
So what are you saying? The government institution should be outsourced to private people?
Most of them, the National Transit Authority, they're managing our buses and things for this. Why do you need government to manage it? Find one private company that they want to bring in several buses and to ease our transportation system and give it to them. And they run it and you're going to regulate it.
There are small things are going on in the country, in the government offices. Look,
And you
when I
can
went in the
regulate
government
it.
offices, I was just like, I went to the different offices to get certain things done. Amen. That whole
A whole what?
that's a whole show we have for that. I mean, the country need a real overhaul. It's not an easy thing. The people don't even know what they are doing. I had to show them processes to process my paperwork. That it works like this. I need to make a statement. You want me to notarize it? Let me do that. I said, you would need to stamp. They didn't know. Countries, if I do fingerprint, they'll tell me, say, do one finger. Other countries will say, do two. All you need to tell me, man, we're about to do fingerprint. We'll do your 5 fingers. We'll start with your thumb. You just say, put it in there. What?
You see, the people will think that we're bringing our Americanized attitude. That's when they say that's when they say you guys think you know better than us. But let me say this: I think Toga is making a lot of sense, right? When it comes to outsourcing some of these companies. But think about it this way too, right? And I agree, it's very frustrating. I was in Liberia in April. I went to get my passport, and I'm not even going to get into the details. Of course, these guys want to know if you're a U.S. citizen, and they literally threaten, man. So what passport did you present at the airport? You know, they want to know what passport you present at the airport. And my thing is, it really doesn't matter what passport I present at the airport. I'm a Liberian citizen, right? So even if I travel with a U.S. passport, you still can't take the fact that I'm a Liberian citizen, right? And I want my Liberian passport. But it's quickest, right, to have one of your people go to the foreign ministry to get your passport when you are not there, as opposed to if you walk in that building yourself. And so I've come to the realization that I don't need to go to the foreign ministry to get my passport. I have to get my work done, right? As long as I have my biometrics and my fingerprint, I just have my guys go and sort it out for me, right? Because it's less complicated, right? Because when you go there, it's a whole lot. But let's think about it this way. I think this again falls on the recruitment process. Look at those university students, those new graduates, those young people. Some of these people are very smart people. We got smart Liberians. Look at Toga. You're right in the Liberia there. We got smart people. We don't have a shortage of smart, hardworking, dedicated people. The problem is we have not created a system that have given them that opportunity.
How can you create a system to get an opportunity when the older generation has hijacked the system from the young people, and they told the young people to bend their back so they can put a table on there and play chess? How can you?
We still competing with 90-year-old David Fahad.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So as I was saying, no. But what I'm saying is, right? If that, let me say this, and it blows my mind, because I think if we elect the right people, who and it's difficult because we have that system where the people who control the system, they will do everything possible to keep the system as is, right? But if we elect the right people who are willing to overhaul the system, you don't necessarily need to outsource parks. Why is it that we don't have a department or commission, or the commissioner of parks and recreation in our country? Every city in this country have department and commissioner of parks and recreation. Okay, every people, and you know what? People contribute to these recreational facilities without even feeling it, and they benefit us in our various cities, in our various subdivisions. Why is it that we don't have that in our country? This is brand new to us. But if you look at the reception and the reaction to these parks, obviously, most of our young people and our children and these families, they appreciate that, because now you have public parks where you don't need money. You don't have to come from a well-off family in Liberia to be able to take your kids to a private park, or to go and play basketball somewhere, or go to a gym somewhere, right? The whole PHP idea was a phenomenal idea. You don't know how many people go to that park just to train. You see kids are doing different things. They have different entertainment centers that are open. Phenomenal idea. How do we go about implementing this across the country in a structural way? It's a whole different thing. But you mean to tell me that we cannot have a government where Liberians can effectively run these public recreational and parks and get paid for doing so? Yes, man, I think we can, but it has to be put together the right way.
Yes. Okay. All right, guys. Yes. I mean, I think the conversation is important. If we don't bring these kind of ideas into our parks and recreation facilities where it can be maintained or managed, these things create jobs as well for Liberia. You know, if we don't do it, we'll see things messing up. The other day, I went to the ministerial complex in Liberia. The pin were literally peeling out of that beautiful place, and that where all the major activities are held now in Liberia. But you go there now, they can't even pin the building. What is that? The dust have taken over the pin, and all you see is a lot of dust and things. Maintenance have been one of our major issues in Liberia. Talking about the fire too, guy. Right after the Speaker House got burned, Senator Sir Joser went to the Senate and tried to come up with a budget so that they can have a funds and things like that for fire emergency in Liberia. You ever hear them talk about it again? It came one way and went outside the other way. They will not say again until another major building or somebody get affected. Then they'll be talking, we don't have fire service in the country. A whole country fire truck goes to rescue the citizen and it has no water. They don't even have 10 fire trucks in that country. If you're living in places like Nima, or living in places like Basel, or living outside of Monrovia, your house burns, just leave it with God. It will burn down completely. Nobody will help you. Pray God you will not be in that night. You done. Entire country. There is no fire emergency. They don't have it. The other time, Minnesota, the fire chief, we had 2 fire chiefs. One of the chiefs were from Reston, Virginia, and one was from, I think, Texas. The guy is a major fire chief from rich area like Reston. He went to Liberia for President Blacka inauguration, and both of them were there. They were disappointed. They had meeting, they shared with President Blacka who he needed to maintain, and they were willing to work. Everything went out of the way. Not in a serious country. People are serious there. Your number one emergency, you can't fight it. You don't even have fire truck. That's a major emergency in that country there. Fire and healthcare. Somebody told me once.
You see, like what I'm talking about also in like Rabba, for example, do you know that in Abidjan, there is a company strictly into just ambulance service? The people got more than 100 ambulances in Abidjan just running its own by a private firm. Because technically, the people have realized that government can do it. Before the ambulance can even reach you, the men are coming, want you to, there is no system. So why don't I pay that money to a private institution that will do it adequately?
Alex, I send you something to your WhatsApp. I want you to.
Let me just comment on this. The privatization of the parks. That's what we're talking about, right? Correct?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I was watching Spoon yesterday, and I watch all the news media once in a while because I like to know what other people say.
You watch Spoon?
I was watching Spoon yesterday, and surprised to my pleasant surprise, I was watching it for 2 reasons. Because one, I wanted to get an explanation on the.
Why you want to see Kev? You want to see Kev?
Yeah, Kev doing okay. He was there yesterday.
I don't know when the last time I tuned into them.
Kev not saying great. Anyways, but Spoon got this big head. They feel that they're the #1 station. They feel that they have all the smartest people in the world on. They got the arrogance about everything, and they can get document and everything. So they went yesterday and ventured in a place where they were not supposed to venture, and they got a shellacking. Chokonkwi played with them yesterday. They went to talk about this park, the Invisible Park. They got some document. Walu my own man. they got this document talking about the park was being privatized, and 70% of the proceeds were going to a private company under George Weah, and 30% were going to the city hall, the city of Monrovia. And how that was, your man Fatiga, and how they didn't do any research, any investigation. Long story short, they put Chokonkwi on the phone. And that boy, I hope he's listening tonight. He didn't play with them. That's what we're talking about. He talked about, I think all of you guys who recently from Liberia can attest to how the place is being managed. Okay?
Yep.
I'm not a big fan of George Weah, and never supported him. I still will not support him. But the one place we can give credit to are those parks. Everybody who go to Liberia is very proud of it. Everybody who go to Liberia that I have heard talk wonderful things about it, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. And the reason, and this in our discussion today, the reason is like that is because of the private outsourcing to a private company. They are responsible to make sure to hire over 200 people. I didn't know all this information. No payment is coming from the budget for the last almost 2 years now, right? So what's wrong with a Liberian company managing a park, and the park is well kept? Because Joseph Boca did it. So let's give credit. I'm just saying, all the models in America, all the hospitals and things, they are private companies or healthcare that they are what you call universities, hospitals, or the colleges. The government here don't run clinics and hospitals. The government here don't run, the sports. The government don't run the NFL or the NBA. The government don't do none. The only thing the government manages in America is police, military, right? So the model in America is you outsource private companies that are well equipped, even internet services to the White House. That private company do it. They want to build a website. That private company going to do it. Okay, and that was a very cool model that President George Weah did to make sure that you build a park, but not just build it to turn it into the ministerial complex, like you said, where no pin, but you put in a system where it can self-sustain, where people can get jobs. You say, Joe, we ain't no boogie, no economics, but that is economic 101.
Major
when you build something, you should be able to sustain it. It should be able to sustain itself. So I must credit, and this young man, he articulated that so well. To Chokonkwi, former minister of or something, minister of our portfolio. So I really want to.
Well, you know what I like. You know what I like too, Alex.
Mm-hmm.
When you go to that park, I was fortunate to be there prior to the completion. In fact, when they were completed, and Trokon took her on a tour, and then he named it Memorial Park. Commemorating different tribes and people that were executed during the 1980 and all of that. Beautiful structure. I mean, everywhere, and the Eventable Park. I haven't been to Eventable Park, but I drove around there and seen how beautiful it looked. That's a revenue generating
employment for 200 people.
Yeah, and I think George Weah will go down. I mean, even in the Sierra Leone news media, they had it there about the park. If you want to see more than park, go to Liberia. One of the I haven't seen that kind of park in Ghana. I go to Ghana all the time. Ghana is well developed. I haven't seen something like that. Maybe they do have it somewhere, but I haven't seen it in Accra. I go to Accra all the time. I haven't seen it. But that park, when I walked there, I felt I was in a different country when I walked through that park. I mean, the sea is right there. I mean, I felt like being in a different country. It's somewhere you can go. Somewhere I can take my kids from here. We'll go to Liberia and we'll go to that park. They will love it, So, I mean,
and Dr. Peabody, like I said, and guys, I'll let you guys come in. Look, Robert is working the hospitality business, okay? And I had a chance once to consult some hospitality businesses in America. And it's one of the most well-run entities you can find, to the point where when the president of the United States travel, you know where the president stays? Yeah, the president stays in a hotel, in a private hotel. That's how well people who are specialized in certain things, that how important is. President go stay, not in Liberia, you go stay to the guest house or something. President stays in, it could be Four Seasons, I don't know, but I know for a fact that they stay in hotels. Who own those hotels?
But
They're
that's some of the things
private people.
that's some of the things we can uselessly spend money on here. Do you know that almost every country got presidential lodge, and the president sometimes never goes to these lodges or they after
Why you have that?
Yeah.
Why do
But
you
why,
need it?
but why do you
Why
think?
can you get, okay, let me help you on your plan. Why can you get fired?
When the president
Okay.
can barely go to those places every day?
But why do
Okay.
you
But
think?
nothing
Why do
money
you
we
think?
spend on nothing.
Why you think hotels? Why you think most top hotels came up with this whole presidential lounge, presidential suite? The
Yes.
presidential suite is there not for groups sales, not for. We have different types of executive suites, but the presidential suites reflect presidential, especially at a high level, on most of the hotel top hotels. But to piggyback on Dr. Peabody's point, that park Trocon, I think the president in this on this, and a lot of people don't like to give credit, but he really used Trocon to do a lot of great things. And you know, a lot of people at the time they didn't think Trocon was a smart guy. They didn't think he was, but he did a phenomenal job.
He did a
Really
phenomenal
put
job.
together all of these different parks, especially the PHP park. I've been there. I visited the first time in April while I was in Liberia. I even took some pictures. I haven't posted them yet, but they are nice. I mean, one of the things I was so impressed with is the fact that they have all of these different entertainment areas right next to each other. Each of them have the ability to play their own music. Imagine when you're walking down the strip of if you've been to Miami,
So
you
big.
see all of the different that the people had all of these different pop shops, bars, right on the strip of my, and each of them restaurants. When you enter each of them, you have each of these guys promoting the marketing. Why you should come and have dinner with them? Why you come and drink a cocktail with them? You know, smoke a cigar or whatever the case. And you have so many options to pick from, right? You look at the prices and things like that. It reminded me of that. Why is it that we cannot spend that? And you know what? These guys, initially when it started, I heard they were leaving it with the communities to come and do a pro bono. But imagine if you give those guys a salary, let's say $75, $100 every month. Do you know how much time and investment they can put in that thing to make sure that park is clean, to make sure people's safety, issues are addressed? We can do these things. These are small, smart ideas.
Correct.
Look at the guy they made, and I'm not trying to knock anyone, right? But look at the tourism ambassador at large. Look at that. I mean, I don't even know who this guy is. I'm not sure what he's done, but it's clear. It's clear that this was like a sentimental thing, right? And let's just make this guy a tourism. What has he done? What does he understand? What that job even entails? Like, are you kidding me? So we have a long way to go on a lot of things, man. We have a long way to go.
We got a vacancy at finance. So I think we got to touch that.
So yeah, let's talk about
Official now.
It is official.
Because Senator Amakone wrote something today, I think on his page or so, something today. And from what he said, it is clear that the Minister of Finance has resigned. But then there's something interesting that he also said in the article that I read. He was talking about how appropriation to, budgetary support to some institutions and stuff like that weren't reaching them on time. Yeah, I think, and one thing ran to my mind. It comes into play with the same agriculture thing we're talking about. The fact that Ellen Johnson Sirleaf was some former assistant minister or minister of the Ministry of Finance. She had a grip on the sector to the point where when they made you Minister of Finance, one way or the other, you knew that the person you were working to had an expertise in that sector, so that sector wouldn't be as difficult as it would be because the president comes from that background. So in similar way, I would be thinking about agriculture should be second to none because the president comes from that sector. So you should understand it very well. But now the challenge with that Ministry of Finance, I think because the president does not also have a background in that sector, there are most of the government institutions that are not even getting any operational funds. Most hospitals are in dire need. Most institutions are not raising their funding. I think people have been reading about the whole issue with LDA, where I think the guy requested like 500,000 for operation also. Nothing is reaching them. In fact, no confidentiality. How will somebody even be requesting for their own money from the Ministry of Finance and a letter order already? The man runs an institution. The institution should operate. It should function. The man looks in a budget line. He wants an operational fund. The man rests or whatever financial way they can do it. But the man requests that what he has there, someone be giving to him. The next day is in the newspaper that the man requested 500,000 as though he wants the money to put it in his pocket. So all these interplays at the Ministry of Finance creating problem. I don't think it's just about the whole health issue. I think the guy has been overwhelmed with the job. He's been unable, to make sure that these institutions are getting their funding on time and what other things are happening, and that has overwhelmed him. And now all the other names are in the air. People talking about Kafwan, people talking about John Molu. There's another Kamara guy people talking about, but obviously there is a vacancy. I hope Ellis Jones will also apply. He always talking financial.
I think no, they're not gonna hire. They're not gonna hire him. He shouldn't waste his time. I think Bama Kamara was undermined. I think that he was undermined, and I think that they're gonna go for someone who they consider more political. Kamara was not a political figure, right? He seems to be a guy who wants to get in there, do his job. He doesn't talk a lot. They want a loud mouth, then someone who's also understand the job, but someone who can maneuver, right? Who can get on the radio and talk the beat talk, right? Who can push back. Bama, he didn't fit that kind of a description of a guy, right? And I don't know, but I think they're gonna go for a character that it's
why you think Bremer succeeded on Ellen Johnson but not succeeding on Boaka?
I think part of the reason why is because he already had that foundation. Remember, he was the third finance minister, and he already had that foundation led by giants like Amara Khan and others who were there before him. And it was just 2 years. And so at the Ellen-led government was focusing also on they had successfully led 12 years. She knew that she wasn't going to run again. I thought he would just fill in that space. So the foundation was already there. It wasn't too many noise. But after you take over from CDC-led government, all of these issues, financial issues, the economy, people thought that they needed a robust kind of guy, like a guy who was loud, who was arrogant to some extent, smart. You know what I'm saying? You need a character like that to really hit the ground running. And a lot of these guys thought that Bama did not fit that bill. Is he a smart guy? If you listen to him before, you understand his craft.
A very smart guy.
But very smart guy, right? But he did not fit that description when it comes to being a political. The reason why CDC did well with the Unity Party going back and forward because they had Simon Twed. Simon Twed may not have been the smartest guy when it comes to economic policy, which we didn't see a lot. But, he could get on the radio and convince you that he knew what he was talking about, even if he did not know what he was talking about. You get what I'm saying? So they want a character like that, right? They want a character like that. And I believe he was undermined. I don't think this is just about the health situation. I believe he was undermined. And this is for a finance minister, one of the top positions, for this guy to resign in 6 months. I mean, something deeper than that. But like I said,
but he was probably, like you said, he was forced to resign, and now
I think he was.
But I understand they came out with a story that he had mental health issues and all of that. So
it's a mental health issue. Imagine.
But he had mental health issue when he was working recently before he got this appointment. I mean,
yeah, he worked. I think with the World Bank.
Yeah, it was just recently he had a job when he got appointed. It's not like he didn't have a job.
Bro, sometimes I think it's important to just leave this government job and just focus.
Let me find the Amara Collins write up and send it to you.
and let's
Yeah,
see.
please, I
So
would
you
like
can
to
look
read
at
it.
it. That write up is,
Did you guys
because
read what
Amara,
Martin Kelly wrote today?
because because Amara worked at the ministry before. Amara's write up will clearly tell you why the guy resigned, and like Robert is saying, will clearly tell you what people said about him or what people were pushing for his resignation.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's all in that write up. If you read
Yellow
what
machine.
Amara
You
wrote,
did not
you will
agree for
clearly
those
know.
yellow machine.
You will
Yellow
clearly
machine.
know.
All right,
Yeah,
let me just weigh in a little bit. Add my 2 cents to the conversation. I don't know Burman Kamara personally, but I follow his career since early time, and he's a very bright man. To say that he's not a smart guy would be
Yes,
an
my
understatement.
God.
But the problem here, where Liberians don't understand, and maybe Robert is a technical person, and so he will understand what I'm saying. In the professional world, there's something called expertise. Okay, if you are running a hotel, if you're a general manager of a hotel, that does not mean you are also capable to manage the restaurant in a hotel,
No, yeah, no, yep,
or the banquet hall in our hotel,
absolutely.
or the catering services in our hotel, or the cleaning services in our hotel, or be the chief financial officer of that hotel. In Liberia, we make the mistake. Everybody's who's smart, they would think that person qualified to be minister. So when I came on the show, when I told you that Burman Kamara was not a good fit for that position, the video's there. I said it on the show of Dr. Peabody. All right. Burman Kamara is more of what you call an analyst, an economic analyst. Okay. People who they do research, they write research reports, they write economic reports, they track inflation, okay. Finance minister, that's why it's called finance and development minister, right? Like Toga was saying, you more have to be someone who not just understand economics, but you got to understand technology, you got to understand fraud, because one of the biggest problems in the country is corruption, right? Fraud. You got to have a plan to cut down the corruption. You got to understand investment. What's the problem in the country? The country right now does not have money in the budget for so many things. Okay, you got to understand currency, exchange rate, things that will grow the economy, housing, the housing situation in Liberia, all those developmental questions, debt management, right? They fall under the Ministry of Finance. Employment, right? And Burman Kamara was a guy who was focused at the central bank. He was deputy governor for economics affairs, which is an academic position. It's a research position where you take the PhDs and the people that who focus on, analysis and stuff. They're not people who can run banks. Okay, people who run banks and people who manage, corporation like Tesla and they are not PhD economists or people who, they're not academicians. They are people who are practical, who can solve problems, and it was not a good fit for Burman Kamara. Like I said, I know the man; he's a smart man, but that finance ministry, I knew were going to run circle around him. If he did not have mental problems before getting there, I'm sure you were going to get it before leaving from there.
So that could have been
Because
the
it's a
breakout.
very complicated place. So I will start with this and say there's about only 3 people in Liberia right now, 3 people, 3 Liberians that can manage that finance ministry efficiently and help this president meet his agenda, the arrest agenda. And I'm not going to give any names, because if I call one person name, the other person will get mad. But only 3 Liberians. This situation happened at Merrill Lynch during the housing crisis, and there were only 5 people in America that were qualified for that job, because there were only 5 people that understood wealth management, understood retirement management. And so that is the dilemma. Lastly, if you don't get a good finance minister in Liberia, it's game over. Nothing else will work. And the reason why Burger has been struggling the first 6 months, that article you're talking about with Amara Kone, here was the problem. Number one, the man could not deliver the budget on time.
Exactly.
He could not deliver the budget on time. The Walker asking several times for the budget. The House people asking to put a proposed budget. He had 2 months to do it. He didn't do it until 3 months later. Even when he did do the budget had a lot of errors in the budget. Well, on this very show, we're talking how the president travel was 100,000. Were you on the show?
Right.
Walker?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, correct. So it was clear that this job was not suitable for him, and he did not deliver. He was fired from the job. That in the executive thing, they said they asked you to resign, but basically he underperformed. And again, even when the finance minister is not there, okay, that's not an excuse because you have deputies. If you have a system there, finance minister can go for 6 months. And that finance ministry can stay wrong. When Saya was finance minister, Saya used to not even stay at that place for 2 months. She was always traveling. Okay. But the finance ministry under Ellen, the first one, was very good because she brought in investment in the country. That when the Meta Steel came into the country, she waived the debt, right? There were lots of programs for employment, agriculture, all right? So she did a lot of things. She restructured the even finance ministry. The budget that you're looking at right now, that were on the side, they started up new budget to make the budget, to meet the MC goals or the Millennium Challenge goals and things. Transparency is one of them. That was where she laid down those structures. So it's just unfortunate that these people then cannot hear, but only three people, I believe,
All right, Alex.
have the ability to run.
Guys, we got just 4 more minutes. So let's do our closing real quick. We got to be out here by 8 o'clock. Let's do it.
Yeah.
1 minute each.
Yes. Wow. So if I would just go there, one of the even if you read the Amarconen's stuff, right, you will come to realize that the government is having no challenge with revenue generation. It tells you that yes, the government is raising the money that it should raise. The money was not just spraying out. So it simply says, and he clearly from the first line of his own, he said the resignation. So it tells you that it's clear now that the minister resigned. Amarconen is at the highest level that he will understand these things, and he knows that the minister has resigned. All right. But the fact that the money that the minister has been receiving and through LRA has not been reaching most of the agencies, and most of the institutions are dying. And sadly, too, I think he's giving it more for the political aspect than social aspects. If the Senate went to Buchanan for a retreat and the minister could release over 65,000, why were they in Buchanan, but the hospital was not functioning and Sir Joseph had to carry, one continuum fold of medical? Why you? So it means the politicians are squeezing up the finance minister to do for them than to do for the social services of the country.
Right.
Buses. We're trying to get old buses from Ghana, but the minister could not procure new buses from anywhere. But the minister can find 565,000 for Senate. So the way we apportion the money, the institutions that we prioritize in the budgetary process, I think that's some of the problem. So as Minister of Finance, you got to understand what your priorities are. Do you want to give Senate 565,000? Or do you want to put some money into agriculture, into health, into education? Those kind of stuff. What will you prioritize first? So I think those were his problems, man. Thank you.
Robert, do your closing.
I mean, always great show, always. But I wish Mr. Kumar all the best of luck. And the more you watch these things happen, Doc, the more you just say, you know what? Do you really want to go through all of that? Or do you just want to get rich, make enough money out here, open a couple of businesses back home, live a peaceful life, and just make an impact from a private citizen perspective, right? And if you can consult with the government in the interest of your country, you do that. I mean, sometimes it makes you want to think that it makes you want to go that direction because look at the other day they were saying if you are elected and you start running your mouth and you start talking too much about how the government breaking the law to bring in trucks, the people in your village will think say you're against development, but they don't understand the processes, that a lot of corruption could occur when these laws are broken. All right, when checks and balance are adequately put in place. You know what I'm saying? Like it becomes a complicated thing, and I would be damned, Dr. Peabody. I don't like too much noise. Yeah, you know, you're in Liberia and they're giving you too much headache. It makes me just want to pack my thing, just go somewhere and go sit down for 1 week and then come back. You know, it's crazy, you know, but that's our country. We'll always love our country, but it's complicated. It's really complicated.
Very much. All right, Alex, you did your closing, or you want to do it before we go?
Oh, you
1
go
minute,
1
Alex.
minute.
Don't.
Yeah,
go
1 minute. Yeah, tonight on fire tonight. So yeah, 1 minute. All right. So I think the Barker administration has failed. I think it's clear that this man is incapable of running Liberia.
Then they put out failure 6 months.
Listen, look, in finance, there's something you call projection. Okay, there's something you call analysis, future projection. You can see, right, failures from a mile away. If you know, we can be delusional about it. We can think that hope. But when you look at the numbers of Liberia, when you look at the players that this man has elected, right, it's clear where have they succeeded in and where would they succeed in. This country right now, the poverty that in this country, even if you put $20 billion in Liberia economy well and you manage it well, it will take us 10 years before we can get 10% to 20% people out of abject poverty. You do not have jobs in our country. That 20 position that people fighting for, minister, representative, 120, about 500 people, that's it. There is no job in Liberia, and no country in the world is going to improve. Say for me, underline it, circle it. If you do not have jobs in manufacturing and production in your country, you'll always be borrowing. You'll be bringing old rotten buses. You'll be bringing yellow machine. Those yellow machine you're bringing, you know the impact Liberia has to now generate debt to pay it in foreign currency. So, nothing is free in economics. So we have a problem, and we have the sailor at the ship who really does not know what he's doing. Somebody said they lie their way into power, say all kinds of things, made all kinds of promises. They are there now, and really they're just adding all kind of story to another story. And yet the ordinary Liberian people today, there's no hope. Thousands of students graduating from University of Liberia. Where are they going to work? In the government? There are no jobs. So until you can have that solution to how you can hire 500 people a month, 1,000 people a month in Liberia, it's game over, because the cost of running the government is going to continue to go up and the revenue remains flat. How many more mountains can you mortgage? The one who did to Metal Sea, well, we get dividend for Metal Sea for how many years now? So, gentlemen, we can hope, but Robert, I'm with you. I'm a private sector guy, and I have no interest in any position in Liberia government. As far as I'm concerned, my contribution can be made in the private sector. Open farms, open private banks, open industries, build housing for the people. That's what any educated Liberian person should be focusing on. Than say, I want to be minister, I want to be deputy minister, because we have enough of those people. We still get Nathaniel Barnes, then still want government job. We still get Joseph Bogan and still around. So for us, the young people, let's go in the private sector and try to make an impact and change. But great show, guys. I enjoyed it.
Great show, guys. And like you guys said, Alex, when you talk about Nathaniel Barnes, David Vinton, who were governor for the central bank, David Faha, who was finance minister. I think at one point he was governor at the bank and all of that. And these people coming back after 40 years and you're making them advisors and experts in your government, do you expect to succeed? We sat down there and made all that mockery that we was not smart. We didn't know this. Oh, we did everything with President. Everything President we did came on very high scrutiny. But look at them today, 7 months into the leadership. See how embarrassing it has become. They have violated almost all the very law that they were criticizing George Weah about. They have violated everything. Appointment, tenure position that they brought out. Bringing in yellow machine and bypassing PPCC, bypassing the legislature, all of that. They are doing it, and they are doing it with bold face. And they expect change to come. I don't think anything will come. You know, and unfortunately, those who rely on government in that country for a better life, unfortunately, they're not going to see it happen. You know, it saddens me for the young children, the young generation, college students, high school students. There's no hope. Parents with their children, there's no hope for them. They roam the street, thousands of them every day, looking for the first meal to give their children. Nothing going to happen. They're going to be there for another 6 years. Some other crook will come back there again. It will be the same thing. There's no job. Liberians have become beggars in millions. I get many calls, hundreds of calls here every day. People needing help, needing help, needing help, needing help. You know, there's no opportunity for them. And sometimes you wonder why, but there's no opportunity. The only means is to bank in their own country. You talk about a man who was a 5 or 6 years ago, say he was living on loan. You were asking for help. They market people who were selling in the streets. He would probably walk up to them and buy peanuts or buy cola or stuff. Today he's paying them $1,200 for people to remove them from a house and take them places because there's no more value. There's no more. He's president now and stuff a different class. That's the life we're talking about.
Robert, that was my point there.
That's what we're talking about today. You know.
That was my point you are making.
Why you didn't go build a house where you can have a private little
exactly?
Or go to the mansion. Go to the mansion.
That was my point I was making.
Just we got to stay right in that same neighborhood and live with the same people. Now you paying.
Now you say they put out party again for the.
But that guy stupid too. They make it 1,000. They make it 1,300. You ain't gonna put 1,000 each. They get it 1,300.
They make it 3. They make it 1,000.
You see,
now all his travel connection gone.
And then we're seeing joke like President Bouaka cut his salary by 40%. He got 10 times that salary. Probably sitting right in his drawer somewhere there now. Thousands of dollars because you're giving over $200,000 for them to pay people to leave the street. Where did you get that money from? Before you even became president, you gave $500,000 for them to have party, and they say it came from the president. All of that. What become of that country? What become of the future leader of that country?
Money in that country.
Some of our children, some of the young children in our country have not even laid their eye on a laptop.
That's serious money in that country.
Graduate from college. They can't. I know a young man who graduated with an engineering degree in Monrovia can't find a job. He's sitting there, moving about. What am I going to do? After a year, you forget almost everything that you have learned from the university because you're not practicing. You're doing nothing. I know another Liberian that went home after living out of the country for 25 years. Had his old passport, 3 old passports. Took it to foreign ministry to say he's not a Liberian, and he's been in Liberia more than 2 months trying to go back to his family in Ghana.
I don't want to know to try that. They don't know. Try that into.
But I'm talking too long, gentlemen. Thank you always, guys.
Thank you.
We have tour guy moderating. We have Robert Ellis. When you going to moderate? Friday?
Oh my gosh, you guys doing a good job already. I'm a guy who let it disturb progress.
Oh, when you moderate, you get top plenty.
But seriously, broken no fix it.
You can lay premise. You can lay premise.
I used to Toga. I used to host show. I used to host a business. Toga, I used to host a business.
To your question. You can lay
everybody.
Okay. But you're doing such a good job. Some days I just sit there and just watch. And be very proud of you guys. So, Robert, see if you can get Chokon Kui. Let's talk about that ministry. That
yeah, I just text Chokon too. I'm hoping that
please tell him to come on. Yeah. We need to get more detail because that smear campaign that the government is running is really not. You know, I know Lofa Gio gonna say as he's gonna cut the part for the video. They're gonna say I support a job with.
But gentlemen, let's try to get this on. Hopefully Friday we'll take calls.
Nobody listening.
Yeah.
Guys, who's the next guest? I try to get Trokan. I text him. I hope he responds.
Yeah, you should come and tell us more about it.
Yeah, but guys,
we gotta reschedule Amar Conan.
Yeah, man.
You might not coming here. Bravo, forget about it. Amar Conan is not coming here.
No, you will come, man. You will come.
Well, I don't know.
How about you want bet? How about you want bet?
Robert,
Nothing right now. But
listen, Robert.
No, maybe just give me
Alex, and Lofa Julia
for 1 week.
Alex and Lofa Julia. I don't know what I want to do with Americana. You know, when Lofa will come here. If America come on, Lofa will be all over.
Listen, the least they can do is ask the question. The least America can do is answer the question. Simple as that.
We treat our guests here with respect, though. Dr. Peabody, we treat all our guests here with dignity. We're talking, even though we're getting tough questions, but we would respect them. Let's be fair here. Right?
Yeah, so Amar will be protected, Robert.
But you know, Amar will be protected.
He will be protected, but we'll be on the show. He have to be protected.
You know.
Are you Amar Korea smoke there? You want to put out ability with political power now.
Listen, I'm a classmate from a real college. I will protect him. I will protect the monkey. You see what I'm saying? The monkey can't come here and yeah.
Choco Queen, play with the guys on spoon, the dwello, all of them. When you're feeding with them, they went in a shell generally.
Oh, my boy, Dollar came back on Facebook after 3 months to a new mansion. So I told him, I said, you're lucky they put in driving Liberia because they would have said that they put money now you to go buy.
Now they put money that big house, right?
Yo, I said, my man came back. He said, I'm ready for you. You can talk to me now. Okay, can you
trouble? I just heard from Topo. He said he will be traveling on Friday. He can't make the show. So we'll arrange another time for him to come.
Yeah, next
exactly.
time.
Exactly.
Right, excellent.
All right, guys.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Right.
Thank you.
Yeah, have a good one, man. I can't go by, but man, I took out you swallow all the doma in Ghana now. So, all right, guys. Yeah, take care. Have a good one. I thank you for watching, man. We'll see you on Friday. Thank you for watching the Closing Acumen.